Yo, team playing as Alaska, aka the Russian American company, which is for some reason my most suggested run. If you look at my comments, this is the ones that just say the word Alaska, not even including the ones that say Russian American company instead, because I couldn't find a way to include both in a single comment search. But yeah, we've got something like 20 comments that suggested this for some reason. So the goal today as Alaska is going to be to give as much of the world to Athabasca as possible, because there's a special event when we get independence and are at peace. We're going to try to delay being at peace for a super long time via special wars, where we can give all of our territory to Athabasca and become them. But it's supposed to centralize Athabasca. It doesn't actually work though, so we're going to be giving a ton of the world to decentralized nation, which is going to be a little bit interesting. The goal is going to be to conquer like North America, Siberia, maybe even a bit of South America. And we're probably going to be going over 100 infamy to do so, because that seems like the only way we're going to be getting anywhere close to that. The event we need to get on independence requires multiculturalism or council republic, so we're going to need to pass one of those. Probably multiculturalism, but maybe if we can't pass it, we will use council republic as a backup. So in terms of research, we'll just go into like stock exchange and maybe empiricism. Or no, we'll just go stock exchange into ammo engine and normal. Now the two different approaches we could take are we could try to conquer some stuff, which I think is probably what we're gonna do, or you could just try to stay in Alaska so that you can have your clout be really strange so that you pass good laws. Like we have a nearly 50% clout intelligentsia. If we were to just say rush human rights from this point somehow, then we could use the sovereignness that we've got with 50% clout to easily pass multiculturalism. But it's going to be much better if we can manage to get Alaska or manage to get into all this stuff while hopefully retaining the ability to pass that stuff. So I tried an opening against Mexico a couple times, but it doesn't really work because even with Mexico's just one or two boats, they can pretty easily land you because you can only get like 1,000 manpower tops as Alaska in the first couple years. So we're going to be invading South Africa first. Seems like the pretty obvious choice, given that Gaza almost never builds a military. Although actually defeating Transvaal and stuff is going to be a pretty big challenge because they start with 3 battalions. At least we start out with line infantry, so it's not going to be that bad. Our tech situation is pretty good when it comes to Miltech, and it's okay in the other techs. Now I'm going to put down a couple more decrees. We'll do resource industry as our decree there because we want to hope that we'll get gold mines spawning here because we've got discoverable gold in this state. Also, for some reason we can't delete the poor. I'm not really sure what's causing that, but we're just going to build 2 logging camps in our state. And now we need to decide for our first law pass. We've got kind of two sort of reasonable options, I think, which is cultural exclusion to be able to use build a military using Gazan troops because otherwise, on national supremacy, we can't accept the Gazans enough to get them in the military, I believe. Or going off of extraction economy onto agrarianism or something. I think cultural exclusion is going to be the right play. Originally, I was thinking agrarianism, but the argument of just not being able to employ up enough military seems pretty convincing. So now we're just going to go to February 1st. Since we're a chartered company rather than a puppet, we can declare our own wars. So we're just going to be going against Gaza immediately, as soon as we can. Looks like Britain is actually kind of likely to join us, but they won't be able to be swayed. Okay, let's actually put on top of our logging camps and stuff, a quick little 1 battalion of army and 1 battalion of navy. So let's do them in the opposite order. Not a lancer actually. Let's do just a regular line infantry, and then just bump up the naval base behind it. Okay, Britain offers us a military assistant, which is a little bit interesting. I guess we'll take it. The main thing we actually get out of this is going to be that 10% tech spread, which is a very tiny amount, but it's definitely something. We're tech spreading stock exchange. Okay, we'll go empiricism instead then. Okay, we'll give a army general to our guy so that he can gain org, because we're going to need org in order to land the evil Gazans. I thought this was weekly org gain. It makes sense that it goes up as fast as it does now that I realize this is actually daily org gain. Okay. Yeah, we're going to start a naval invasion. Luckily, these guys like almost never build an army until the mid 1840s. Even then, they only build it like half the time, so we'll just be getting on Gaza very easily. Looks like our GDP is, contracting as everyone gets employed in the military. It's actually probably a huge fraction of our pops which are employed in that right now. Get 2.5 thousand of our pops or something. Get cultural exclusion in. Okay, that was very fast law pass due to having an insanely high clout intelligentsia. Although the armed forces are slowly getting more of the clout. Go and put the landowners in government. So I think you want to start passing agrarianism as our next law, because extraction economy is really bad. Due to our leader being an explorer, we actually become a minor power almost immediately. We're going to put our interest in Zanj, and we're going to try to take over Zanzibar next, because generally, even with only one army, you can take that over from Oman, because they do a really bad job at defending their strategic regions, and we are very low on infamy, so we do need something to spend it on. Quickly conquer Zanzibar. Hopefully the French don't join in. That would be very unfortunate. Okay, we hit 100 orcs, so we landed in Gaza, giving us control of that state. Guess we'll start incorporating it. It's only 32 bureaucracy after all. And we'll put a encourage social mobility decree there. Make sure we aren't using trade route bureaucracy. Yeah, we aren't. Okay, is there anything else we want to put there? Or let's maybe put violent suppression and stuff, because we want to try to get some army built there, I think. Oh, we need a port. Okay, well, we'll build a port there real quick in order to do that. Miners have 50% clout now. Nice. Anyhow, we'll just start landing Zanzibar, because they didn't mobilize those troops for some reason. Um, typical Oman war. Usually you have to try to fake land Oman, and they'll move the troops from Zanzibar over to Oman or something. But yeah, this was a super easy war to take over Zanzibar. Landner is so powerful, we got to a 100% success chance on agrarianism. Oh no, it's down to 99. How will we ever succeed? Pro-country lobby towards Portugal? Sure. We conquer Zanzibar yet? Nope. Okay, port was built, so now we're going to try to build some army here in Lorenzo Marx, because we do not have, like, any people to build an army with over in Russian-American Company. Our 1 battalion is still just slowly gaining pops. So I assume we don't have anywhere near enough serviceman qualifications here. Yeah, we're not gaining any officer quals yet, and we just don't have high enough literacy or something. Anyway, Aman's willing to give us up Zanzibar. We can start incorporating that. It'll make us a little bit negative in bureaucracy, but I don't really care. Now, we'll stop using, or no, we kind of want the violent suppression. Wintergrass isn't really giving us any pops yet. Maybe let's remove that so we can social mobility Zanzibar as well. Okay, we pass agrarianism. That gives us a solid reinvestment of 7,000. Unbelievable. Okay, we're gonna try to invade Transvaal. I don't know if we're gonna even defend the front, but I think we will be able to. Surely we can. We gotta declare the war now, right? Can sway Russia for an obligation. Don't really want to give that to them though. So we're just gonna try to fight this war. We'll see how it goes. Probably not well, but anyway, we've got 63 power projection. They've got 89. Yeah, not great. Maybe we have. Oh, why are we do? Why do we start with a consumption tax? Oops. We'll take a conscription decree on Zanzibar, I guess. I believe that's our most populated state. That can give us 7 conscripts. Yeah, it's a little bit more populated. And we'll raise those. Defensive advantage is pretty big. Oh, we've got a tactful guy here. He's not a historical character. Dang. Well, hopefully with this tactful, we should be able to defend the front. Oh, we're getting morale back at 17% of the speed because of lack of convoys. That might be a huge issue, but they were winning the first battle very, very strongly. But the morale loss is going to be a big problem, actually. Yeah, because we only have 74% morale now. So we're going to just go off of the front real quick to regain morale. Because otherwise we will just die. Yeah. Now we'll just try to keep growing in conscript number. Maybe we turn up the port PM for more convoys? I don't know. We'll just let them fight another offensive battle if they want. No, they don't want to. Okay. Okay, they fought another offensive battle and now they are dead, so we need to figure out which of these guys is going to be better at attacking. Looks like it doesn't matter. Both of these guys are bad at attacking. Okay, let's get an open terrain expert just in case the battle happens to be plains, I guess. Okay, well, we win the battle. Is great. We got 27 offense. Did we actually roll a planes? Yes, we did. Okay, well, that's good. Now we've still got a 40 advantage, so I guess we'll push, even though morale recovery isn't great. Okay, well, we lost that battle. Not great. But we actually somehow won that battle. I don't really know. They just panic retreated for some reason. Now we regain we regain morale by going off the front. We're gonna go back on just at the right second to get them to force attack us. And then now we've got a 54 advantage, so we can try another push. See how that goes. Please don't roll the mountains. And I think we roll the mountains. No, we didn't, right? Did we? No, it doesn't look like we did. Okay, got 50 advantage again. Push successfully, please. Yes, we do. Okay, and you in that battle. Nice. The Brits are still guaranteeing Irania for now, so we can't quite go into that. We just gotta hope for gold to spawn in Transvaal. I think we might actually want to lower mill wages to try to keep this budget afloat. I assume raising taxes won't do much. Kind of want to lower taxes. Wait, why does lowering taxes... Oh yeah, I think this is bugged. It's not actually going to earn us 500 more pounds. Yeah, if we click this, it actually earns us like 50 more pounds, not 500. I'm going to start improving relations with France. I'm thinking we might want to try to get foreign investment rights in them with the Savoy strats. Probably not, but might as well get good relations with France. It's always a good thing to have good relations with them. Okay, for my next law pass, I want to get off of state religion, so we're gonna kick these guys out of government, exile. Okay, we get a minoritarian traditionalist. Well, that works, I guess. Um, yeah, we'll just not keep the intelligentsia, or not put the intelligentsia in. That's very lucky that we get a minoritarian traditionalist instead of just a moderate or whatever. Yeah, we'll pass total separation with them. So apparently my minoritarian traditionalist like instantly died and got replaced with the normal traditionalist again. So that's not very nice. We'll also swap an intelligentsia government and hopefully pass it this stick. Okay, we get it in, but it's not great for the landowner approval that that happened. I mean, what am I doing putting the landowners back in government? I wanted to actually pass public schools next. Just realized we're out of infamy. I think it's time to go for the Mexican West Coast. So all their states in the Pacific Coast strategic region. We're going to try to conquer them at least. I don't know how well it's going to go for us, but hopefully well. Our budget is really bad. I'm going to put some buildings up for privatization so that we can hopefully solve our small credit problem right now. It might actually be better to delete the construction sector. I don't know. I'm paying 3K in government wages. Oh, we definitely don't want that port that's on Fargo Port to be being wasted money on. Yeah, it's a little bit tough to have money right now. But once we get gold in Transvaal, we should be in a much better situation. Who are we giving Grifter to here? Giving Grifter to Random Agitator? Yeah, we don't really care about that. And yeah, we're gonna keep these guys demobilized until they attack us, because yeah, I don't want to mobilize, that's for sure. Okay, privatizing like one building has given us like infinite gold reserves, it feels like, so we're gonna stop privatizing now, as long as we've got these great gold reserves. That's amazing. I guess we'll give the construction on iron frame, right? Might as well. It is gonna. We just have an iron shortage because of the Russian market, apparently. That's interesting, but ain't fine with us, I guess. We'll use iron frame. Okay, we just got a one Lancer, one line infantry army here. We're gonna land into California here is the plan to try to beat Mexico. We're just gonna keep landing and pushing out to our war goals until eventually Mexico is yeah, it's 0 war support when that happens, and then they'll go negative, and we should be able to send them a peace deal or something. I don't know why they aren't naval invading us. I guess they see that we have enough troops to defend? Probably. Okay, we landed into California. Now we're gonna push out. Try to get to all of our war goals as much as possible. Okay, we got to all of our war goals except for Utah now. Pushing out as much as we can. Okay, we pushed out as much as we could over there. Now we'll go for Utah or whatever. Just try to enforce as much war support drain as we can on Mexico here. Okay, looks like that's all we can get. Let's go back to Pacific Coast now. Okay, we're back in debt, so I'm gonna start privatizing everything again. Gotta keep doing this every time we go into debt, and hopefully something will get bought to get us out of debt, because interest rates as a minor power aren't that great. I'm gonna start incorporating Transvaal. We probably should have been doing that for a while. Oh, we got all of our stuff from Mexico, except we can't send a peace deal yet. You know, I forgot to ask for war reps. I really should have asked for war reps, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'm gonna leave Mexico again. Okay, well, we don't have enough legitimacy to pass the law anymore, so I guess we'll go to a landowner government and hope that our 35% success chance to be able to accumulate is going to be enough to pass it, which probably will be, given that we have a 1% stall chance. Okay, well, I think this might be the attempt where we get Mexico. We just need a strategic objective Utah. Okay, we didn't get Utah. We need to split off our like one guy so we can get into over here, please. Oh, you didn't get Baja either. Okay, uh-oh. This is very uh-oh, but maybe we can get it in time. We just need to take Sonora first, please. Please, come on. Okay, we're in there. Oh, we're not. We didn't get in. Okay, well. Okay, we got public schools through. Very nice. What else could we realistically want to pass? I think the rest of our laws are pretty alright for now. Until we can get corn laws at least. And then once we get corn laws, we'll be able to pass some more stuff. But for now, it seems pretty good. So for our negative balance, this government administration is costing us way more than it's actually helping us. So we're going to just delete it. And now that brings us down to a slightly more reasonable negative balance, but it's still terrible. How do we possibly fix this? I feel like this stuff shouldn't add up to that much monies. Oh, we're just earning only from tariffs and minting, I guess, now. So, yeah, it's not great. Got our first 3 gold mines in Russian American company, which is kind of nice, but we actually just, don't have nearly enough labor to employ them up, and apparently still just unable to get any migration to our state, because the stupid Arctic terrain gives minus 50%, which is just super hard to get over. We're slowly getting back org on this army so we can do a landing. What we probably actually want to do is try to land with this army. I mean, there's maybe too many troops because we just can't really mobilize it. Looks like even with privatization, we're just on it. We're not really getting any new privatizations through, so we're just kind of going into debt, which isn't great. We've landed in Mexico, which is great, but we need to take over that one tile, please. Grab a bunch of generals so we can push quickly. It's gonna cost us bureaucracy, but who cares about bureaucracy? It's just a number at this point. Oh, we're almost out of infamy. Um, oh yeah, we'll just declare on Los Altos. I forgot I had an interest here for this. Los Altos will be our next declaration, though. Oh no, the US would support them, maybe. Yeah, US is guaranteeing their independence. While I was trying to figure out what to do, what is going on here? Russia take over Aleppo and Adana and also Hejaz? Yeah, I'm gonna quickly declare on Ankle as our war declaration. We need to declare on these guys eventually. The whole point of this war is just that we can permanently be in a war, so that even once we get independence, we will not have the event trigger to force us to become Alaska or whatever, because if we click that event, we can't give everything to Athabasca at the end. Oh, also, we're just winning against Mexico, apparently. I didn't realize quite how badly we were winning against them, but yeah, we can just give up not taking Baja, maybe. Assuming that they get on this front. We'll just quickly check if they even get on the front. If they don't, then we can just take everything. Yeah, they get on the front. They're not taking that fast, so we'll just take everything but Baja. And that's a nice little expansion of the Russian-American company. I'm just gonna have to delete the construction sector here, which is gonna stop us from really being able to get out of debt, but we need to delete this construction sector in order to build a port without going into huge amounts of more debt. Oh, we have minus authority. Minus 25% from government conflict. No! How dare you? I'm just taking off a bunch of the decrees so that we can hopefully... let's not do secession rebellion in Zanzibar. We need one more decree taken off. Resource industry and Russian American company, I guess. We need to violence suppression in California in order to build this port in not a trillion years. Once this private construction finish it. Oh, we've got another thing in the private queue, so yeah, this is going to take a long time to finish. Yeah, we're going to go up on government wages real quick so that we can use an extra decree on road maintenance there. Also, we're going to go down on mill wages because we need to save money. I expect that at some point we're probably going to have to declare bankruptcy, but we'll see. Oh, America just manifest destiny, our worst nightmare. You know, what could possibly go wrong declaring war on America, right? So we'll just, declare liberate New Africa. I see nothing that could possibly go wrong. We'll take some American war reparations. We'll move our interest to New England because we want to conquer New York and Pennsylvania. And yeah, we're just gonna do a lot of deficit spending in order to win this war, probably. And also, cheese. You see, sorry, but I actually can't beat the United States without cheese. I'm not that good of a player, unfortunately. Not quite yet, but we will be able to beat the United States, I believe, with the power of luck and also skill. Both of those things are going to be very required for this war. So the first part of the plan is going to be to let them occupy their war goals, which are the return CBs over here. And then we'll just land California repeatedly in order to stop them from enforcing on us. Once they get to, 0 war support, I think we're going to be trying to go for DC. Maybe we'll do it a little bit earlier. We just want to let them tick a little bit before that. Or they're ticking super slow. Maybe we'll just try to go for it. I don't know. Either way, we're going to move these guys to southern Africa now. And the plan is that they're going to be somewhere near here when they take over California. and then we'll just start a naval invasion into California with these guys. Just try to keep them in roughly this area so they can go there as quickly as possible. Now they're trying a naval invasion against us, which means we do need to mobilize our naval invasion defense army. Okay, they just occupied California, so now we go for a landing on it. Now America's going to go deal with some native uprising. We're just going to see how far we can push back here with the one troop. If they get a single battle against us, we're kind of screwed, but yeah, we're just going to see how far we can push. It's probably going to be pretty far, but yeah, I don't know how far we're able to push. Okay, looks like they're about to get one troop on the front. So we'll just go on this front now, and then we're going to be able to push all the way through here again and probably get to Missouri. And yeah, we're just going to do this a little bit. Control the Americans, waste their monies and stuff. I assume they're going into debt. We'll see next Monday. Looks like they're staying roughly equal in terms of money. Hopefully they're going slight deficit. Anyways, let's see. Can we push? Can we push? No, okay. Oh, unfortunately we got a battle there. That's gonna wreck us because yeah, we've got no manpower now. What do you mean you have no valid alternatives? You've been cut off somehow? Okay, I guess we'll just demobilize you, and then we'll have to remobilize in 90 days. How did mobilizing our army make it go from having 10 troops to 4? I'm so confused. Anyway, we're gonna actually put 1,000,000 conscripts of lancers in this army. So I think that's gonna be important, because if we can like get to the midpoint now, I think what the plan is, we're gonna split it into 1,000,000 lancer armies and just go for it, because we need to win this war at all costs. Okay, they just took it back over, so it's time to reland now. We're actually barely winning defending ourselves, so we're gonna go extra supplies on that army. Apparently we're running a positive balance. Oh, that must mean we got gold. Yep, we got gold in Transvaal, so now we're running good balances. Nice. We got 6 gold fields, to be specific. Very nice. Okay, in order to win this war, we're gonna go for it. Split off each lancer into a separate army, and give them all rapid advance generals. And this is gonna lead to us being able to push hyper fast through America. I don't think they're gonna assign to the front. We'll see. For some reason, all the troops have decided they want to move upwards to get on the front. Yeah, we're gonna try to push through America. I don't know what strategic objective is gonna be best, but we're just trying our best to guide the troops to not front spaghetti, because if some of them get off of the front, it's gonna make the light speed push significantly less light speed. Like you can see already, we got unlight speeded. Time to take this lancer and separate him into a new army, because we just got a new conscript finished up there, which is kind of nice. It's very unfortunate that sometimes your troops just get spaghettied off the front, because it does hurt the cause a lot. Yeah, it'd definitely be better if they stopped spaghettiing ourselves off the front, but not much we can do about that, I think. Oh, we spaghettied them off the front. Nice. Please. Yes, we got into Virginia. That's the most important thing. DC, DC, DC. Go for DC. Please, at all costs. Wait, oh, you got our capital occupied now. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, we need to reoccupy that quick, 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 quick. And we need to push through America a lot. America is not low enough war support yet. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is not looking good for us right now. Not at all. Okay. We took New York at least. Okay, we just need to hold DC. That's all we need. Yeah, we got our capital back. Good. We just need to hold DC for another 6 weeks. Okay, actually, maybe we win this. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna not be having much use on the front, but hey, we'll be on the front at least. And yeah, we're about to sign a peace deal. I think we're not gonna take one of the war goals, but I think we'll be able to take 3. Or we can give up a war goal, but I don't think we wanna. Yeah, so we can give up war reps, live New Africa. So I think they need 3 return CBs to accept peace. Yeah, pretty much they need 3. So we're gonna have to give up live New Africa as a war goal, and this is gonna be how we get peace, because yeah, we're not holding this for long enough for them to be willing to accept us, I think. And we get Russian-American Company in New York and Pennsylvania, which is gonna be nice. Also, them not losing New Africa isn't that bad, as long as the Civil War will probably happen and they'll lose the states anyway, hopefully. The balance is not good, because apparently there's a bunch of universities in these states. Yeah, let's instantly disband these unis. We cannot afford them whatsoever. Let's just disband those. Government administrations are also going to be pretty expensive. I wonder how much. That's 3K. versus you're currently paying 16K. What do you mean the average annual wage in here is 17 pounds? Are you kidding me? Also, we fight that war with low mill wages. Wait, why are our wages so high? Okay, I think that it will be fine. We just need to let the wages update because I think it's using. I think our average annual wage is probably hyperinflated before, or maybe it is still actually hyperinflated because of like these building are. Or I don't know if it only counts incorporated states. Doesn't the normal wage only count incorporated states? Oh yeah, it only counts incorporated states, so that's not great. Transvaal will be incorporated soon though, and that's gonna have more reasonable wage numbers. So I think we'll try to just wait for that, and then hopefully we'll be fine enough. I think we'll start incorporating Pennsylvania because it looks like that's not too much of a bureaucracy deficit. Actually, like we can just fire these generals soon, and then we'll bit of can we actually fire like almost all these generals yet? No, we can't. Once we can, we'll probably just fire them all, accept the minus approval, and um start incorporating New York and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna start going for per capita tax. That seems like a pretty good law to try to go for here. And there's not really anything we could do to make it more legitimate. I mean, this is actually more legitimate and make these guys less unhappy, so that'll be slightly better chances for per capita. Okay, we're about to incorporate Transvaal. We'll see how that affects the normal wage in our government administrations. So right now they're paying 13 average annual wage. Now they're paying 5. Okay, yeah, that saved us a lot of money. Now we'd still be making a positive balance once the Diplo Pact from USA goes away. That's huge. Easy railways tech progress. We'll take it. Philanthropy here. Yeah, I'll take 20% success chance. We lost 20% from another event, so now we get back to normal event success chance. I'm gonna start building some iron mines, I guess, in Pennsylvania, along with maybe some coal mines. Just you got some money to spend. Maybe we can even build a little bit more construction. Yeah, sure. Let's build a construction sector. Then we have a happy, powerful industrialist. Our clout just keeps on changing like crazy. Unfortunately, the industrialists are colonialists, so they don't like good laws. Actually, instead of iron and coal, we're gonna build wood. I think it's much more construction efficient, and construction efficiency, I think, is what's gonna matter a lot for us in terms of what we want to build. Wait, what? How did Mexico get Oklahoma from America so that America now has a claim on Indian territory? I'm so confused how this happened. This isn't normal, right? I don't think so. Yeah, this surely isn't normal. I'm gonna start retiring all of our generals so that we can incorporate New York, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, we don't have nearly enough bureaucracy because these generals we spammed to win that war. We'll probably have to spam more generals to win the next war against America, but it had to be done. Wait, is our truce with America already up? It's gonna be up soon, isn't it? No, it's 21 months. We'll be fine, right? Gonna fire all these generals. This is enough for bureaucracy. Go start incorporating New York now. Do we have anything else to incorporate? I don't think so. Oh, we've got California and stuff. The rest of these states aren't that good, so we don't really need to incorporate them. Okay, we passed per capita tax. It's a decent increase in our tax income. Got up like 5K more income, I think, from that. Pretty decent. I think we're getting slow decrease in our number of radicals. We definitely like to see. Our truce with America is up, but I don't think we're going to declare on them again. They got way more battalions since last time. I don't think we're going to be able to win very easily. I don't know how much these states would really help us with the strategic advantage. I don't think they're going to help us much. So I don't think now is going to be the time to declare on America. Oh, Britain got a defensive pact with Orania. That's unfortunate. That means we're not going to be able to ever steal their gold very easily unless we can join on Britain's side of a Diplo play. It's especially unfortunate given they've got 14 gold fields potential. Also, we should expand these gold mines in Transvaal that stop being gold fields. Just unlocked water tube boiler. We're gonna go for condensing engine pump, and next we're going mechanized workshops, I think. After that, maybe we'll try to go for human rights or something so that we can unlock multiculturalism. I've been a little bit confused on why Russia isn't reducing my autonomy. I just realized it's because they actually need civilizing mission to reduce my autonomy, and Russia's not going to get that for a while. With Russian American company now representing basically zero of our people, we'll take off the decree of social mobility there. I think instead we'll do a greener grass campaign in Pennsylvania, because we want to try to attract more migrants here. We'll see if that actually attracts significantly more. I think it didn't. Oh, we're running the migration cap actually already. That's not going to be too useful. We'll use social mobility instead then. Okay, I'm going to stop privatizing our buildings now that we don't really need the money that badly. It's going to be better to have the investment pool money long term. When you're low GDP, private buildings are just way worse than government owned. So we don't really want to privatize now that we have solid money supplies. Also, it looks like our investment pool is big enough that we can build a lot more construction. So let's build a bunch more. I'm gonna conquer Mara to get a land border with the Ethiopians. This territory is not super GDP dense, or like the resources in this area is pretty bad. But we've got resources over in New York and Pennsylvania. So we're just gonna try to conquer these states to get some nice little population and GDP going for Empire, given that I think now we can't really fight North America too much. I mean, we could maybe fight Mexico. We'll just split off one fully man-powered army battalion here and use that guy as our landing battalion. The evil Egyptians would join against me if I went for Majertine. How dare they? All I wanted is some nice free territory. I guess I'll go take a bite out of Mexico instead. It has to be done. I don't know what else you can really do too much. I'll take our interest out of Ethiopia. Yeah, let's try to take some of the more GDP good states in Mexico in the south. That seems like a decent thing to do. Definitely there's better things we could go for, but don't really have the ability to do those right now. I need to take conscripts out of other armies. Please go away in other armies so that we can put them into this army. Okay, now I can max out our conscripts here, and that's gonna give us a decent amount, although we need less. Let's say remove road maintenance and the violence suppression's already gone there. We'll do Pennsylvania as well, and we'll enlistment efforts in New York. We can get some huge conscript numbers going here, something like that. Let's take Sinaloa from Mexico. There's a bunch of opium plantations there. We can try to do that. Would be kind of nice. Take some Mexican War reparations, and can liberate Indian territory. Wait, I wonder if it's gonna liberate America's portion, because it might be set to give certain provinces, and if it is, it'll give their provinces, I assume. So let's just give that a try and see what happens. Then we can go for one more state. Sure, we'll take these two tiny states, actually. That seems kind of okay. Also, we have, like, no manpower, so we're just gonna actually stay home for now, and we'll just naval invade back last second, because otherwise we're just gonna die. We let some conscripts come in first. Gold Company here could actually make decent sense. I don't think we want to go for it, but you can make a decent thing for Gold Company right now. Yeah, you could definitely make a good argument for it, but we're just gonna take good old Wood Company here. Pretty reliable company that I always put in pretty much. Yeah, the reason we're not fighting is the Mexicans only have 16 conscripts, whereas we have 106. So as conscripts come in, the balance of power should drastically change in our favor. Also, we're gonna go up to filing cabinets, and so we can level up the education institution with that. So how's the power projection going? We're currently at 650 versus 900, but as time progresses, power projection should get high enough that we'll feel safe landing and defending, and then eventually landing and pushing. Yeah, we're at 800 versus 900 now, so I'm going to go for the landing on California, and since they don't have any defenders in this HQ for some reason, we'll just get in for free. Let's just ban this other navy so that we get slightly less naval invasion penalty for future naval invasions, I guess. Just slowly eating down our investment pool right now. Pennsylvania's in huge infra problems. We need to build some railways here. Somehow the Mexicans are actually beating us? Okay, never mind. Now that we rolled surprise maneuver versus broken supply line, we just win. We're just barely managing to defend against the Mexicans here, actually. I'm being very surprised by how well the Mexicans are doing against us. Like, how are we losing these battles? How does Mexico have so much offense? What? Extra supplies. We should turn that on, I guess. No, we have it on. How are they beating us? Their lancers are too strong. Oh, wait, actually, offense is meta. We have more offense than defense, so we should go for offensive battles, I guess. Not with an inept general, with a good general, I guess. This guy's tactful. This guy's open terrain commander. Sure, we need to get some offensive battles going here, clearly. I didn't realize offensive battles were going to be the play. Yeah, uh-oh. We might lose California here, but we're going to try our best. Oh, that's our problem. Right, that makes sense. Medium mill wages should save us in this war. Yeah, now we'll be fine. I see offensive battles are the play. I didn't realize that when you have not got skirmish, you kind of just want to do pure offensive. Okay, we managed to occupy Arizona back. Nice. Oh no, America has these northern states. I'm pretty sure this means because they've incorporated them. Uh-oh, that's really not good because I'm pretty sure this means they could buy Alaska. And if they buy Alaska, that's going to be really bad. By really bad, I mean that we simply lose the game if they buy Alaska. I'm gonna start conquering stuff in Ethiopia that isn't protected by Egypt, hopefully. I'm gonna side with Britain in this play. Maybe. No, this play is surely not gonna go on for long enough. Or we could back down in this play. No, we'd have to pay war reps, but I'm thinking we could have gone for Orania with this, but surely Britain deals with this fast enough. Actually, maybe not. They have nothing on the front. No, these guys are defending, so it's not gonna be long enough, I think. But we're winning enough that I think we should just go all in except for the inept general. Go, go, go. Yeah. Front splitting. My favorite. Got a big war between us and Harar, where Begum Dare also joined, so that costed us a lot of infamy, but gave us a lot of new territory. So radicals are slowly going down. Oh yeah, we got no more turmoil in Pennsylvania. Nice. Very nice. Build some more. Oh no, we actually have no peasants left here. We're gonna have to start building in New York now, I guess. They still got some, I believe. Use our new violent suppression decree there. Okay, Mexico is now willing to accept peace. Okay, unfortunately, Indian Territory didn't steal the state from the US. Dang. Hey, well, we still got some decent states from Mexico there, especially Sinaloa might be useful. We'll start incorporating Texas as well. Yeah, some nice states for sure. Now we gotta start working on Harar a little bit. This Diplo pack we're giving to Russia is getting really big. We're gonna grab two line infantries and one mobile artillery, and we'll use that to try to get our landing in. Psychological fiction doesn't matter for this, yeah. We get our landing in on Warsangali, and then from there we'll go into Isaac and Harar. Time to pause construction. It's costing us too much money, but the investment pool will be able to carry it because it's got 4 million saved up. Although we're still losing a bit of money, but that's just because our army's mobilized. It'll be fine. Could raise taxes, I guess, but I don't really want to. Yeah. Okay, we just landed here. Now, front has appeared. We're going to try to land Isaac now, because they've got nothing on the front. Or they've got nothing defending their HQ. See how that goes. Gotta push it before... Oh, they... Okay, well, we'll just land Isaac normally, I guess. And then we'll have to ship troops in here quickly before Harar takes this over. Uh-oh. No way. Nobody gets on that front quickly enough. You're kidding me. That's so annoying. Oh, do you get on the front quickly enough? Because you're in the Ethiopia HQ, maybe? Please? Okay, 16 days should be fast enough, but is it going to be enough troops to guard? I don't think so. Also, this is really weird that, like, we own half of the state. Um, okay, well, I think we might be dead. We'll see. Okay, yeah, we are dead. Um, how are we gonna get into Ethiopia? I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. We'll just have to demobilize for now, because we cannot afford this. Okay, with that demobilized, we're now making a solid profit. Although, yeah, okay, we're actually making solid profit, even including construction, investment pool. So it's all good. Gotta wait to be ready to fight these guys later down the road once we get more boats or something. I think given the minus 0.2 from Chartered Company, there's just no way we get independence from Russia until they reduce autonomy on us. So we're just gonna wait for that to happen eventually. Once Russia researches civilizing mission, which is probably gonna take them roughly 1 trillion years. And then once that happens, we're gonna start working to get independence. Though we should probably start damaging relations, because I don't think we're gonna really need their help in any wars, unless we can get them into an America war like now. Oh, we could maybe. That might be a good play. Although Britain says they would be likely to intervene. Does Britain doesn't have an interest in Midwest probably though? But Russia won't either actually. Oh, we have minus 100 with Britain. Yeah, we're gonna start improving with Britain so that they hopefully won't join against us. We passed the Ottomans in GDP. Nice. Oh, this is a big Ottomans to have passed in GDP. Nice. Next is passing up the USA. I'm gonna start preparing for a war with America by shipping our troops over to the New England HQ. And also, oh, let's set that as their home HQ if possible. No, we can't because we're in wars, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna make everyone skirmish and stuff, and get everyone ready for war with America. It's gonna have to be done. Might have to go high army things. Army is very big mad with us. You don't like that very much. Oh, we failed a petition of theirs? Okay. So I really want to declare this war before Britain gets into, or before Britain gets out of this war with Sind, because this war is going to be pretty key, because France is in it, so it's giving a lot of neutrality. You can see they're minus 33 for joining. We're going to declare for conquer Virginia at this point, and now we're going to put you onto this front, put you onto this front, and yeah, we're just going to wait for Britain to declare neutrality. Looks like their real neutrality is a little bit higher than what it claimed on the other screen. But we're gonna have to wait for Britain to declare neutrality before we add other stuff. Oh, Britain got out of that other war. Uh-oh. Okay, Britain, please declare neutrality from this war now. Please, Britain, declare neutrality from this war now. Please, Britain, declare Yes, they did. Okay, so now that Britain's out, we're gonna sway Russia in for an obligation. And we're also gonna add in some more war goals ourselves. American war reparations. Liberate New Africa. We could also live New England, but instead we're gonna conquer Maryland. And the reason for conquering Maryland is, along with Virginia, this is going to cut DC off from the rest of the American market, forcing them to build a port in DC and having one in like North Carolina or something. So you do have one in North Carolina, but they don't have one in DC, so that's going to cause some problems for them, and hopefully some helpings for us. Gonna hold our fronts and hope that the Russians send over enough troops to help us become victorious. Okay, the war has begun, and we're losing the first battle, but the Russians have just arrived, and they're trying their own attacks into Maryland. It's going pretty well. Did they just remove everything from the Dixie HQ? For real? Oh, they've got 47 Navy defending it, I guess. We're just gonna send over some guys, because we're thinking maybe we want to try a naval invasion, I'm thinking. That seems like a good idea. Um, what are the Russians doing? Are they sending over, like, anything? They're sending over a bunch more now, slowly, I guess. But things aren't looking too great. We're losing New York from the west, or from the east. We go on this front. Yeah, we gotta defend. Oh, we actually had these guys on attack. Oh, that was a big mistake. We didn't have them conscripting. Okay. Yeah, that would explain why we're losing so badly. Okay. Um, yeah, uh-oh. We're sort of holding. We're just slowly holding off the Americans here. And hopefully this... Oh, they just recovered that navy, like, almost instantly. Now, yeah, Russia's navy is gonna get defeated, unfortunately. Well, we'll just try to land Florida then, I guess. It's gonna be our best bet. Try to distract some Americans through that. Gotta win this war somehow. Uh-oh. Oh, they're moving their fleet down to stop us over here? Okay, now they're not. Go back for Florida. Gotta do whatever we can. Not looking good. Oh, they have army defending the Dixie HQ? Okay. Yeah, well, war isn't looking good, but we've landed in the east, or we've landed in the west, and we're gonna try to push east as much as possible here. It's not looking good, but come on. Surely we can get the Americans with the classic attack from the west. It always gets 100% of Americans fall for the classic attack. You see, this is they're just gonna let us push like hyper far into their country from the west. Okay, this is a little bit interesting. This is super interesting that we're actually this far. Um, okay, well they finally made it onto the front. Yeah, we're just kind of dead. The Russians didn't bring over enough of their troops to our states. Dang. So I've tried to fight America a little bit here, and it's just not really possible to reach DC. So I think we're gonna try some more reasonable war goals this good time. Being like, liberate New England should be pretty easy to get, because all these states are kind of cut off from the rest. And maybe we try to go for some coastal West Coast states, because we can probably pretty easily land those states at the end of the war or something. Conquer the two coastal West Coast states are going to be Washington and Oregon, but we need to wait to do this till UK declares neutrality, or else we're going to be in big trouble. The 40 stack's going to go on the west, or no, well, we're going to do this initially, but I think pretty soon after we're going to essentially move the 40 stack to the other front, assuming that enough Russians come over. Now we just need UK to declare neutrality, please. Unfortunately, they did get out of the war with France, but please just declare neutrality, you know you want to. Why wouldn't you want to, right? Yeah, there we go. They declare neutrality. Nice. Okay. So we'll call Russia in. Now, luckily, states on the west aren't that bad, so we're definitely kind of fine with taking them. Oh yeah, we already called Russia in, so we want to conquer Oregon and Washington. Here they are at the very bottom. Oregon and Washington. And then these states are incorporated, so we might as well take war reps. And we'll primary that, I guess. Now Russia's war. Now it's Russia's war, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna maybe grab some troops for the. We're not gonna arrive in time, but these guys will be kind of good for landing squad. Let's move our navy over here because we want to try to use our navy to land the west coast states at some point, probably. They only sent 3 troops over here, so actually I think we can kind of just do a nice little push. It's unfortunate that our troops are counted as being like from over here, so they don't get the proper. They get no local supply for being in our territory. So let's actually like create an army here. Conscript like 1 guy into this. Let's get more conscripts into you with the spare conscripts we've unlocked, I guess. You're gonna conscript 1 guy into here, and then once this guy comes up, we'll use him to move this army into being from this area so that it gets no local supply penalties. Okay, looks like they've sent over enough guys to this front that we need to go back on the defense now. It's not gonna be successful to push. Okay, yeah, you're gonna go over here as well. Help out everything we can on this eastern front. The western front is doing kind of okay. Okay, this 1 guy who's local is now here. We're gonna put him here, and then we're gonna suck up all this troops. All you troops must come to the local army so that we stop getting huge problems. Go, go, and go. And also bring some generals so that you don't lose org. And then that should be good. Then do the same with this 11 stack. And then this all will have no org penalties. Or yeah, it'll have no morale penalties to recovery. You can see got full supply now, except for small munition shortage. Uh-oh, we're getting cooked on the other front. No, you're not supposed to get cooked on that front this early. We're gonna send in the naval invasions into Washington. Gotta go for it. Gonna be the only way. We gotta get the West Coast states, and we gotta go for New England too, but we just can't get it right now. Oh, these stupid distracting landings are calling over like a bunch of Russian troops. No! I'm trying everything I can to fully occupy the Northeast here. We got a naval invasion coming in from Maine, and we're putting everyone we can on advanced front. I actually don't know if it worked with 0 troop armies, but we're gonna try it all to get into the Northeast. We're also, yeah, the naval invasion should help out a lot, hopefully. Gotta push through. Gonna make it into Massachusetts soon. Pushing into Vermont a little bit. Only small problem is that Russia is 8 acceptance away from just accepting a white piece, which is not good. Russia accepts a white piece, it's Jover. Anyway, we're about to take over Massachusetts, which is kind of nice. Vermont, we're gonna get our first one in soon. Okay, well, we're about to take over Maine. Nice. Just quickly move this into a landing into New Hampshire. We need it. We need all the landing progress we can get. Please. Land better. Land better, better, please. Okay. Russia's 5 acceptance away. Come on. Please, Russia, don't scam me. Please, Russia. Please. Yes, we got it. Okay. And peace was made. What did we give up? I need to look through the recording to see what happened there. Okay, we gave up Texas for everything else. I think that's a fair peace deal. We're fine with that. We'll start incorporating our newly acquired states. Unfortunately, we lost Texas, but it's really not that big of a deal. Only 1 state. We don't get a claim on it back, unfortunately, but still something. Oh, Britain's going for Begumdare? If Britain conquers this, unless they somehow only take over the capital and then wait forever, I'm pretty sure it's going to give us the states. That'll be interesting. Also, we're running negative bureaucracy. Oh, we forgot to turn on our general training. Oops, we probably could have won the war a lot easier if we had general training on. Um, Subsidize railroads, go level 3 government administrations. I think with Britain's occupation of this, we should just get the territory. No, what? How did Britain get that? I don't think that's normally how it works. What? Huh. I guess maybe since they were a secondary oh, wait, I'm stupid. They were a secondary participant in our war, and we need to occupy all the participants to get them to cap, of course. Let's go for Majestyne. Egypt isn't as big of a threat anymore, given that they lost their big states, and we are way stronger than before. I'm gonna demobilize a bunch of conscripts. We don't really need them too badly. Yeah, we'll just demobilize a bunch of our conscripts. Now we're running a positive balance, although investment pool isn't. Okay, we just occupied Majestyne, so now we're going into Harar. We got a decent advantage on the front, and troops are better quality, so that advantage means more. Alright, well, we'll just go for Harar, and then we just win this war. Unfortunately, we lose the ability to gain these states, and we didn't get infamy refunded for that, but that's how it is sometimes. Apparently, we've been called into a war against the Ottomans here. Greece taking some of their claims. Okay, good luck, Greece. We don't like. Wait, what? Where did our troops go? Why did they go there? What? I'm trying to think of any explanation for why that would have happened. Oh, I think it probably has something to do with the fact that the capital of the army was taken or something. Yeah, this is gonna be devastating. This war that we were called into against America here, because yeah, we didn't realize this was going on, so we just kind of got occupied. That's really bad. Yeah, we're just gonna have devastation in all of our really important states here. Not good. Yeah, this occupation isn't great, but America's gonna cap out pretty soonish. And they've also gained a decent amount of debt from being in this war, so that's kind of a nice thing. They're gaining like 60k debt a week or something. Yeah, 50k, something like that. Oh, we just keep getting... Yeah, the problem is there's some sort of bug when you land this where it doesn't actually put you on the front correctly. So we just keep having try to speed run to the front. And it's really hard to speed run to the front in time. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna occupy it. Cancel landing, because it will spaghetti you if you try to do that. Now, you go here, mobilize, go on the front, and that should hopefully help us out a little bit. For you to be there slightly earlier. No question that these troops are going to arrive at like the same time. No, they're going to arrive faster than me somehow, even though my troops were clearly closer. That's just the paradox math for you right there. Anyway, we're going to arrive on time. They're only going to get like one successful battle. Yeah, now we win. Okay. Well, that was a little bit annoying, but hopefully, yeah, the USA is about to stop occupying us, which is good. Who claims they're occupying us? That fake devastation is scamming us. No way. Surely something will make this go away, and we're not just going to be stuck with fake occupation for a decade, or for 5 years, or whatever. There's no way. No. No. Yes, okay, it's going down. Well, Harar's gonna get occupied. Budget isn't looking great, but we're about to finish this war, and then we can demobilize, like, completely after we're done with this Harar war. They sent a white peace, so we can't actually send the real peace deal. We'll just have to full occupy, I guess. Yeah, okay, now we just demobilize the majority of our army. Demob. Actually still running a negative balance, which is very bad. But radicals, yeah, we got a lot of radicals, which isn't great. Gotta fix our country slowly. Hopefully after this Ottoman war is over, can slowly start recovering. So proportional would be more money. I've checked and it seems like this is real money income. When I like up my taxes, it says it's going to give me 12k and it gives me roughly 11k. So I'm assuming that this is actually going to be a positive income change. And being on prop will also give us less radicals and stuff. So I think this is going to be a pretty good idea to go for it. Unfortunately, we get a secession, which gives Great Britain a claim on us. Okay. Yeah, we'll use this secession, I think, to attack Orania without Britain being allowed to intervene against us, because we kind of really want to take over Orania. 200 days to get there. It's a bit of an issue. Zand HQ, send over. Why can you not go onto the front? You cannot reach that front? Why? How are you unable to reach that? What? I'm so confused how that's possible. I don't know that we really want to rush human rights this much. Let's go into shrapnel artillery a little bit. That's going to be a pretty important tech, so kind of want to try to rush that as well. You see 32 stack? No, that's just a lie. Scam, dang. We got scammed. Why can we not send these guys into here, but this was able to be sent into here? This makes no sense. Okay, there's our one stack here, which we're going to mobilize and give a bunch of conscripts to, and hopefully this is going to be enough to deal with it with some conscripts added on. Okay, with the conquest of Irania, we get access to 9 more gold fields, but somehow we also get access to a 22,000 larger deficit, which is not what I wanted, but it is what we get. The Somali national movement isn't great. Not quite radical enough to start a civil war. Like the exact point you really don't want to see. Persia just casually attacking Russia? That doesn't seem like a very smart play, Persia. Just noticed I had a War Sangali uprising. Unfortunate that I didn't see this in time, so you're gonna take over our stuff. Oh wait, we can send you, maybe. You're not gonna arrive in time, are you? Uh-oh. Well, we tried. Oh, well, we are arriving in time because these troops have no generals, so they can't push apparently. Okay, we're into Somaliland. Very nice. Now we go for a war, or now we go, yep, okay. It's our territory back again. Now we can demobilize for the most part again. Yeah, the economy is in shambles. We're kind of just losing money, which isn't good. We'll go up a tax level. Now we're not losing. Yeah, it's still not great. We need more money. Services consumption tax would be good. And yeah, let's remove the social mobility decrees. We don't need them. We'll take a services consumption tax instead, I guess. It's something. Keeping us afloat. Well, our budget isn't looking too good, but I realize in 11 months we'll remove this modifier that's giving us minus 10% income tax rate, which should massively increase our income tax rate. If it's only 7.5% right now, it's gonna like give us an extra 20k income or something, which would be pretty huge. Okay, past prop tax, now we're losing very little money. New England wants foreign investment rights or something. I don't actually know which side they wanted to give foreign investment rights to. Russia's joining against Austria. A little bit of an interesting war. Assume that we can't like join Austria. Yeah, we can't join Austria against Russia for for independence or whatever. Dang. The tax cuts thing gone. We're finally making good money. Back to making 85k in income taxes. We're giving 60k to Russia in Diplopact, which is ridiculous. Oh, the CSA spawned. I didn't realize it because I didn't have an interest in Dixie, as it turns out, because I lost it when I lost Texas. But the CSA, how's it doing? 1614. It's actually got more power projection than America. Okay, nice. The CSA is just completely destroying America. America does not even stand a chance. CSA is going into so much debt to fund this war. They're already in 4.3 million debt. They're actually going to go bankrupt, probably. How close is America to accepting peace? Actually, pretty soon, so it's the matter of can CSA handle, like, 5 million debt? Oh, New England Protectorate? We really don't like that. Can we sway New England for Protectorate? Oh, there's a civil war in New England at the same time? We're 27 away. Dang. If we had full military power, we actually could do it. We might have that in the Civil War. Okay, we're just gonna join the Confederate, or we're gonna join the New Englanders, and we're gonna hope that we can get, yeah, Britain joins us as well. Oh, also we got breach loading. Now we're gonna go joint stock companies into human rights. Then we'll go steel frame, I guess. Okay, in the Civil War, we're 0 acceptance points, so let's just quickly, upgrade all artillery to shrapnel, and that's actually probably going to be enough on its own. Yes, 3 acceptance points for a New England Protectorate, so we'll take it. And New England is now our Protectorate. We'll take it. Very nice. Mobilize a little bit. And with the help of the British, we should be able to easily defeat the French, right? I guess we don't have the British subjects, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. Oh, Britain, or France wants a lot from us. Uh-oh. We're going to need to try our best to not lose this war. Okay, war goals were placed against Britain. Very good. Without those, we would be in a lot more trouble because Britain could eventually cap out. But now we should just be pretty safe. Although French war reparations is going to be tough to enforce, so probably should need to go for a white peace here. Okay, the revolt just got done with. Now we're just going to put everything in the New England HQ and try to defend against French naval invasions. You know, actually going to go open hearth process as our next tech so we can get that great American company. You know the one. Where is it? We need to scroll down more to find it. Why is it so low down? Carnegie Steel Company. I'm going to bring the intelligentsia into government, and we're going to pass a little bit of a law that I don't think I've ever passed in a video before. Protected speech. And this is because the text spread, I think, is actually really good on small countries, and we have the ability to pass it, so I think we actually might as well. Oh, actually, this means we have human rights. Maybe we should have gone multiculturalism. Yeah, we should have gone multiculturalism, actually. Let's just do that. Sure. Go multiculturalism now. 29% stall chance. It'll be fine. After multiculturalism, though, we're probably going to try to go protected speech, because I think that's going to be a pretty good law to go for. So far, the passing of multiculturalism is going pretty well. We've already gotten +10 event and a success. There are about 387 guys guarding the France HQ. Does that mean the Occitania HQ is just wide open? It is. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see if they defend it or not. If New England can get some French war reps, I'm all for it. That would be a lot of money that they would get. Okay, looks like that's not happening. Yeah, the French. Okay, a bunch down south. No matter when will Britain accept a white peace, which should be pretty soon. So apparently Britain managed to land in Languedoc. Okay, well, I guess New England gets war reps now. That's going to give them certainly an economy, although they did just declare bankruptcy, but they're going to have so much money from those war reps. Well, we're going to get our first setback on multiculturalism here, unfortunately. It is what it is. 17% success chance still. Not too bad. I'm going to go for a conquest of Ohio real quick, along with, we're going to put an interest in Maryland, I think, and go for that. Yeah, we just want to get some states of America. The power of shrapnel artillery. Surely we can defeat the Americans. You know, we got quite a bit more power projection than them right now. Hopefully we can hold up that lead. Don't really want to conscript up too much in order to win this war, but realistically we should put in enlistment efforts in at least one state. Let's do Pennsylvania real quick. Get a couple more. Shrapnel artillery like that, and then get some skirmishers as well. And then surely this will be fine, and we can defeat America, right? Small advantage should be fine. We can just defend for a little bit and then push with the shrapnel arty or something, probably. Yeah, we're going to conquer Maryland. That'll cut off the American market. And then, is there any good liberate countries here? Cherokee is perfect. Yes. Yes, Cherokee is perfect. It's going to cut them off perfectly. That's so good. Okay, we're winning the first defensive battle. No way we're winning this battle. Oh, they have no manpower in their army. Okay, I was like, what? They have 9 troops versus 2? And I was like, how are we winning that? But okay. Makes some sense after you actually look at the numbers. Okay, we got 25 advantage. That's pretty good. Grapnel already maybe means we should try to do some pushes. I don't know. Do you have any good pushing generals? You've got direct, which gives 10 offense. I guess we'll go for you. You can try a push. See how it goes. And it goes pretty well in Ohio. Big nice. Yeah, I'm gonna enlistment effort in New York as well, and then we're gonna use that to try to hold the West Coast a little bit better, because we really aren't holding the West Coast too great right now. Okay, we got Carnegie Steel Company, which is pretty good. Okay, well, we took over Ohio, which is a little bit of a weird state for it to go for first. We really want Maryland. Okay, looks like that's going pretty well. Nice thing about Maryland is it's got less infra, so it should be a little bit easier to fill the battle with full combat width of shrapnel artillery. Well, if we won this battle, it would have been the final one to occupy Maryland, but it's not looking good right now. Yeah, it looks like we lose it. Unfortunate. Well, we'll try again soon. We actually ran out of org. Okay, well, hopefully next time we'll win. Okay, we occupied Maryland, apparently, so let's go for District of Columbia now, and then we should win the war once we occupy that, pretty much. Because there's no way the Americans get to this New Jersey front in time before we do. Pretty sure. And yeah, we should just be able to win this war pretty easily. Come on. One more tick, and then we should just be one. Yep, okay. Great. Russian-American company gets Ohio, Maryland, and Cherokee is strategically released, cutting this off from the American market. Well, for now, this is also cut off, but once a port gets built in DC, that will help make that not too much of an improvement, because they're still going to have the majority of their country isolated. The American GDP should pretty much collapse from this, hopefully. I'm just going to quickly demobilize these armies because we are just spending a pretty ridiculous amount on that. Yeah, now we're running a good positive balance again. I'm going to request things from Russia to try to boost up our Liberty Desire a little bit. I just want to get as much Liberty Desire as we can at this point because Russia's just never reducing autonomy on us, seemingly. It's going to be really hard to get enough Liberty Desire, but we got to try. Well, unfortunately, multiculturalism is a failure. There's actually one last thing we can do to maybe try to fix it. 1 in 12 odds, I believe. Yeah, 11% for a sovereignist. Please. No, we don't get a sovereignist. Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna go for protected speech, I guess, now. Unfortunately, we failed multiculturalism. We tried our best, but it was not doable, unfortunately. So get the intelligentsia back in government and start going for protected speech. Reduce autonomy on our one subject of New England. Now it's nice and Russian colored. It's got a pretty big GDP come up over the last little bit due to that French war reparations, I assume. Mostly, probably. Also, so when you're small, you got that huge reinvestment multi, so having enough construction to be able to use that with the French war ups is probably gonna matter a lot. So since we're going to be getting independence soon, I guess we should look at what buy orders Russia is satisfying for us so that we can consider making those things ourselves. So by far the largest is grain. We could maybe build an agriculture thing somewhere. Where would we want to do that? That would be, we probably would do that over in Ethiopia, maybe. Yeah, we could try to build some agriculture over here, maybe. That seems not too terrible. Trying make ourselves less reliant on Russia for food once we get our independence, because Russia's gone a little bit high infamy, so we're getting a little bit of Liberty Czar now. Okay, we passed protected speech. Very nice. That'll help out with our tech spread a lot. Yeah, now we're getting 84 tech spread. Very nice. I'm gonna go for multiculturalism again, I guess. I assume we can exile. Yeah, we can exile this guy again. I assume there's no sovereignists, right? We can check, I guess. Maybe India exile the sovereignist. They probably didn't, though. If we do get a sovereignist, that would help out with the passing a lot, though. We just need to look through all the ancient groups that are currently opposing. Surely there's no sovereignist. I don't even know if we can invite a sovereignist if there is one, but I assume that there's not going to be any sovereignists. Yeah, there isn't. Okay. We'll go multiculturalism, though. Well, there's a civil war in the Confederate States, but no protectorate sway is available here, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. Oh, we unlocked dynamite. I guess we should start turning that on. Yeah, we have some explosive factories. Let's turn on dynamite in our gold mines to start out with. We just need to create a little bit of demand for explosives so that I assume explosive factories will actually start employing once we do that. Oh, actually, there's quite a bit of demand in the Russian market already. How much is this going to be? That's going to like double the demand. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it on iron first. Okay. It's going to slightly change our economy, but we'll just build up some explosive factories somewhere. Where do we have sulfur? That would be a good place to build it. California. Do we really have that many pops in California? Let's see. 900k. Surely we can build some good old explosive factories here. Let's put these at the top of the queue. Just realized I'm out of infamy. Kind of want to go for Protectorate on America, but unfortunately, Britain is kind of likely to intervene. Surely they won't. Surely they won't. We'll be fine. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong except for everything that is guaranteed to go wrong? If you just exclude those things, then nothing possibly go wrong, meaning that we're guaranteed to have nothing go wrong, right? That's all perfectly valid logic, except for the fact that Britain's now at 0 wanting to join them, which is a little bit high. But they'll just not join, because I don't know why, but they're not joining, so I'll take it. Are their relations low? No. I'm confused why they're not joining, but I'm all for it. Let's just quickly make sure. Yeah, we're not on special lenient AI or whatever on accident. You gotta hate when the game randomly sets you to lenient AI because you pressed the tutorial or whatever. Okay, we've got multiculturalism. Nice, but the fronts in this war not all good. Oh, our general just died while we were just clicked the army. That's crazy. Surely we can just push into DC before they get into Maryland, right? What could possibly go wrong here? Nothing could possibly go wrong, except for America becoming a minor power, but that wouldn't happen. Yeah, they're far away. America becoming a minor power would break it because we're a minor power, by the way. Okay, we need to take DC quick, 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 quick. This army, you need to go there. Please. Please, we need to take... Okay, we got DC. Okay, good. We're winning. It's kind of insane how low America's GDP is. Only 3.6 million. You know, we actually could sign a peace deal by just giving them, like, 3 of the states, but I don't really feel like it. Also, you know, we need to use those states to reduce autonomy on them. Maybe with only granting them 2 of the states, we could still have enough to reduce autonomy on them, but I don't know. But yeah, we're going to request support regime and market control again. It's going to give us to poor relations now. It's pretty good. Still losing liberties there pretty much, or quite a lot though, which is not something we like to see. We can get our protectorate in pretty soon here. Only 15 war support away from them going negative, and that should be easily enough, surely. Yeah, they're in default and bankrupt, so they're going to be willing to accept peace deal. Yep, okay, we get American protectorate. Exactly what we want. Nice. Well, I've realized a bit of a problem. We cannot grant states to America due to being in a war. So we're gonna have to white peace this war, and then grant America states, and then we're gonna kind of have to decide if we want to accept that we're not gonna be able to reduce autonomy on Mexico or whatever via that, or if we're gonna try to get Mexico before we become independent. I assume we're gonna have to just accept that we can't grant states on Mexico to reduce their levies there, because I don't see how we could realistically do it. Also, we're never going to be able to use enforced mill access, or else we're never going to be able to annex that subject. So that's some things to consider for future Connor. Hopefully he doesn't forget those things. Yeah, we're going to quickly grant some states of New England over to United States of America, and then reduce autonomy. That's going to look pretty nice. So I guess Russia appointed a leader because we've got this political appointee modifier on him. It's really annoying because he's of the Orthodox Church, which is not good for us, because we don't have any way to get the Orthodox Church and government legitimately, except for this, which is 25 legitimacy, I guess, technically, but it's not good. Okay, so I've looked through all the laws to try to get the church to -10, and the only one that we can pass is homesteading, which should get the Orthodox Church up to -15, and then we can now resign, getting rid of this terrible person, and now we're back to having, I mean, not a great ruler, but one that does let us get some legitimacy. Anyway, we're not actually passing homesteading because we don't want it. Okay, we're gonna start swapping up to steel frame buildings now. Big nice, big nice. Steel frame buildings. I'm gonna rival a bunch of people so we can get some more influence. That would be pretty useful. I think we'll start improving with the Confederates. Yeah, we can't get this Confederate proletarian revolt as a subject because it's a minor power. The offer is a bankroll, but it's not going to be a very big bankroll, so we're just not going to do it. We could have almost double as much construction if it weren't for paying 100k in Diplo pacts. Mexico dares to side against the American reactionary revolt. How dare they side with the reactionaries? This is clearly unacceptable nonsense. Yeah, we can't side with the other side because we have a truce with ourselves. No, we have a truce with America, so we can't side. That makes more sense. I thought it was a scam, but it actually makes sense why we can't side to the other side, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll just disband a bunch of armies. Hopefully we can win this. Surely we can win this. The Mexicans can't be that strong, except they actually are stronger than us. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. But we'll defeat them anyway, because we've got conscripts, and we've also got shrapnel. I assume the Mexicans don't have shrapnel yet. I think we're winning against the reactionary revolt right now. Just gotta deal with a little bit up here in Michigan, and then try not to get pushed all the way here into Michigan area, and then we should be fine. They're capping really fast already, so should just win, right? Let's go enact census suffrage real quick. That'll be nice. I wonder if that'll give us elections or not. I don't actually know how that will work in a chartered company. I think it might give us elections. If it does, that'll be nice. I don't know what's going on here at the borders, to be honest, but I just know that we're probably going to win anyway, so I don't really care what's going on. Okay, a couple more days, and capitulation desire is reached, and yeah, you got the USA out of that darn civil war. Yo, Connor's a noob, and he forgot to build taxation capacity in Pennsylvania. What a noob. He really needs this so that he can have a more of an economy. You know, the taxation capacity will really help. Like, we're making 40k in tax revenue with -60% tax collection, so we're losing out on like 60k income. That's actually what our unrealized taxes say. Is it like all from Pennsylvania? I guess it must be. What's this, 5%? Yeah, yeah, we're losing like 5K from that, and we're losing, yeah, 40K from unrealized taxes in Pennsylvania right now. Quite a lot. Okay, we passed census suffrage. Big nice. Yeah, no legitimacy till the elections happen. Radical Party's gonna win the elections big time. I don't know if that's actually gonna lead to them becoming the president or not. I think it will, though. Okay, the election has taken place. It did not change our government. Okay, well, I guess that confirms it. Chartered companies don't get to have changing governments from that, but it does give us enough legitimacy to put the trade unions in government, I think is what we're going to do. And then we're going to use them to pass public health insurance, which is going to be a very nice law that we want to get in for all of our spare bureaucracy we just got from building tax capacity. Oh, for some reason, I thought the trade unions had like 30% clout. No, they have 11 now. It's unfortunate. We don't get to have these double bonuses. Okay, we got public health insurance. We'll start leveling that up real quick. Also, we have a reactionary movement. Hopefully the public health insurance will make this movement go away. Maybe it'll, like, give the pops high enough SOL to stop being radical, but I doubt it. But, you know, maybe there's a world where that happens. Oh yeah, we're gonna request a support regime and request market control yet again. This is gonna give us really bad relations with Russia. We're still not really gaining the desire, though, which is a bit of a problem. And I think we still can't expel diplomats. Yep, we can't. We're gonna get independence at like 1905 at this point, or at this rate. I actually clicked an option in a Civil War event that gave us enough Civil War radicalism to trigger the Civil War, but actually I think this is kind of fine. You know, who cares? It's not really a big Civil War. We'll just kill our radicals. Maybe we can even go up a tax law after this. I don't know. By the way, in case you're screaming just delete the port, yeah, we can't do that. I don't know why, but the game just doesn't let us delete the port. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll pass compulsory primary school next. We're just gonna keep the trade unions above +10, and I guess, you know, get rid of that mortality would be kind of nice. And maybe we'll level up the education institution. It'd be nice to get a little bit more tech spread, I guess. Although, maybe we're at the point, yeah, we should probably build a uni stack at this point. We're getting low market access. That's actually good. That means our Libby's is going to start going up. Wait, what? How are we not getting low market access in our capital? No, we are, but we're just not getting Liberty Desire from it? What? Huh? How? I thought I was supposed to be getting Liberty Desire for having no market access, but no, my economy just gets to crash. So yeah, we're gonna declare independence as soon as possible, but clearly as soon as possible is not very soon. It's gonna be probably when this timer runs out, so 25th of October, 1896, roughly. Okay, we passed compulsory primary school. Also, I tried reloading the save to see if that would fix our Libby's and it seems to have not fixed it, unless yeah, it's not fixed it, unfortunately. Looks like Russia's almost fully restored market access now, which is nice. Great Britain just backed down in a play against Russia. I don't actually know who started it, but I think Britain actually started it, but the Austrians and stuff joined, so Britain just backed down, which is a little bit interesting. I don't actually know what they had to give up, but probably some stuff. I feel like I thought it was Trucial States, but no, they have that still. I don't know. Russians have got low market access again. Yay! That's my favorite. Russia, you should really just give me independence. That would be nice. I just jumped up a bunch of Liberty Desire. Did that mean Russia is declaring an annexation war? Or why would I have jumped up a bunch of Liberty Desire? What? I am confused. Oh, I got enforced mill access, I guess, into this. Why did you enforce military access into me in this war? Well, I'll take it, I guess. Uh, oh, wait, no, I won't take it. This is so bad, actually. Oh, no. I'm gonna be forced to not declare independence because we're in a war on Russia's side. Oh, no, Russia's gonna cap out in like a year. It'll be fine. I just realized we're gonna need a lot of ports because we're not gonna move our market capital from Alaska. So until we take Canada, we're gonna need a lot of ports. The reason we can't move our market capital from Alaska, of course, is we need to be at peace to move your market capital. And after we get our independence, which we need to be independent in order to move our market capital. Once we get independence, we are not going to be able to be at peace, or else we'll get the Alaska breakup event. We got enforced military access into another war. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be super easy to be at 90 Liberties are now when we request our 2 actions. We're gonna have like 100. Alright, well, Omani proletarian revolt. Yeah, we're gonna be able to declare independence pretty soon. 25th of October, yeah, we're pretty close. Well, the Togurt War is finally over, so just a little bit, we'll request our things, and then declare independent. I'm just gonna quickly grant New England. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly grant USA to New England so that we can annex the USA before do the war. Just because we don't need the USA to exist. That's kind of a lame country that doesn't deserve rights to existence. We will have to grant Maryland in order to get a land border to the rest of the U.S.'s states. So there was no way to give the South to New England, so I ended up just giving it all to the USA. But I gave it all to New England first, so the infamy cost has minus from unincorporated states. Uh, and they should no, they have huge expected, or they think they're gonna win somehow. Oh, they have French support independence. Oh, um, dang. Yeah, well, even with enlistment efforts and stuff, they don't have a very high chance of just accepting, and fighting France would not be good. So I'm gonna have to grant it back to New England and do them, I guess. Unfortunate. Okay, well, we granted it to New England. The Confederates are supporting them. Well, too bad. You're gonna be annexed. Okay, they accept. Nice. Big ol' Russian-American company now. Oh, we should probably build the Statue of Liberty. That would probably be a good idea. And let's also start incorporating all these newly acquired states we've now got. We love them. We don't have enough bureaucracy for them, but we will soon by building more bureaucracy plants. Yeah. All right, it's independence time. Request support regime. Request market control. And okay, wow, that's yeah, it's a lot of countries we're gonna have to fight, but it is what it is. The Russian American company requires independence from the evil Russian Tsar, and they want to reduce our autonomy. All right, well, yeah, I don't think we're gonna add any other war goals. We're just gonna keep normal war goals in. We don't want to have this many shrapnel. That was just to make expected military difference higher. We'll mobilize more skirmish and shrapnel. Try to keep a law on the capital, because that's going to be the most important. Just defending America is just so that we don't get a huge amount of devastation in the war, really. The only thing that truly matters in terms of winning the war is holding the Pacific Coast HQ down so we can keep Russian-American company safe, because that's where our capital is. Russia's got 28 boats. Their biggest boat is 12, so I don't think they're going to be able to land very easily then. Got 48 troops over here. We realistically don't need this many, but we shall see. We've got another reactionary movement ticking. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, from all the American states. That makes sense. We'll just start passing Nat supremacy to make you happy then. Got huge convoy issues, so let's remember to upgrade all of our ports to cargo ports. It's going to cost us some money, but it must be done in order to solve our economy. Our economy is not good right now, but right now we're still phantom paying the Diplopact, so it's fine. Once we stop paying the Diplopact, all in our economy will be saved. So we're losing 40k from losses in nationally owned buildings. Oh yeah, the textile mills are in shambles right now. Because craftsmen sell. We have no silk in our whole country. So they're not very good. Yeah, we'll just swap up everything we can. We're missing glass. That's not good. We'll try to build some glass mills, I guess. 300k net loss is not good, but we're just gonna have to eat it, I guess. Yeah, not good, but it will go away, I believe. I should have put on some revoke claymore goals so that they would accept peace earlier. Oops. But yeah, let's declare our new forever war against Rwanda. We gotta have a forever war now. So once we get independence, if we don't have a forever war, then we'll get broken up, and we'll have to give all of our land to Athabasca. Gonna let us play as them as well, which is gonna be kind of interesting. You're not supposed to be able to play as a native country, and in fact, you can't do it past 1936 unless you start doing it past 1936. So I'm pretty sure in the continue playing thing, it won't let you go back to playing as them, I think. I kind of really wish we didn't have to deal with this national movement so that we could quickly stop having quite so many army troops. Let's just stop doing this. Okay, now we've got no secession right now. Let's just like delete the conscripts real quick because I don't like losing this much money right now. Oh, I didn't mean to delete all the troops. Oops. Well, it's too bad. Um, yeah, we'll have to pass something else soon to make the reaction movement happy. We'll pass migration controls. This is the first battle of the war, and we are winning it very nicely because the naval invasion penalty is very harsh. We're gonna do this as our peace deal, I think. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Okay, finally, Austria's willing to accept peace. Let's see what this actually does. Okay, looks like it does set us free. Very good. And we are instantly in great power, which is nice. And our budget is saved by not having to pay Russia a Diplopact anymore. Although it's not amazing. The fact that we can't move our market capital back is a little bit terrible, but yeah. I'm pretty sure it won't let us do it while in a Diplo play, right? Yeah, it doesn't. So we can't just like sort of Diplo play and then move our market capital after we peace out last second before the Diplo play starts or whatever. Kind of unfortunate that we're stuck on agrarianism. Maybe we should just go interventionism here. That would be a little bit weird. Can't really go laissez-faire very easily, especially because our industrialists are still colonialist even after we get independence. I just finished multilateral alliances. We're going to quickly annex Sequoia here so you can start going into the American Reactionary Revolt. It's going to be pretty important. I don't want to have this revolt going forever. Well, I don't really see any way we were passing monarchy in this game. Like the chances are just not good. So we should probably create a trade league power block or something. Ideological union could make some sense. I think we go trade league though. Yeah, let's just go. What, internal trade league? Sure. That seems fine. The minus relations isn't great though, actually. Might stop us from getting aligned with France in a way we'd kind of like. Wait, what? Oh, France is supporting the USA's independence, so you can't get a alliance with them? Interesting. But we're just gonna form a trade league, I guess. And this is gonna help us out eventually, because we can get the, what's it called? We can get the militarized industry principle, which will help us out with fighting death wars for the last, like, 10 years or 20 years of the campaign. We're just gonna be go on high infamy, trying to conquer as much of the world as we can to give to Athabasca. I'm building up some barracks. I'm thinking we want to try to invade Canada soon because our infamy is getting kind of low. So that seems like a pretty good target to go for. We're actually running a pretty good positive balance here. And we got quite a few radicals. Oh, radicals are starting to go down a little bit. I was thinking maybe we would lower taxes to try to fix the reactionary movement, but maybe that's not going to be too necessary. Anarchist movement's going to want to go to civil war soon, but we can just stop passing Nat supremacy to stop that. Get an election, and this is now the most legitimate government, so we'll put it in. By the way, the reason we are enacting colonialism is if you have that, you can't get the event. And we could go back from colonialism at the end, of course, but that just seems kind of hard, especially if the rural folk happen to get marginalized or something. Get a pro-French lobby, that's pretty nice. I'm building up more army battalions in the back of my army, or in the back of my construction queue, because I think we're going to need it to beat up the British. Also, I think we're going to be attacking the British by invading Greenland, because I don't want to have the other British subjects join the war if possible, and so doing that should make it so that they only join if they enforce mill access. Let's not have an anarchist civil war, actually. That would not be a good idea. Actually, let's not do that. So Orissa owns India now. I really have no clue what causes this. This is like my third game where Orissa has owned India. I'm so confused about what makes this happen. I don't know. Like, none of the other Quincy states ever own India, but Orissa does sometimes for some reason. I don't know what happens, but we'll take it. We'll just invade Canada right now. Take that over real quick. Seems kind of nice. We'll raise some conscripts for this war as well as our great regular army. We need a lot of conscripts in order to ensure victory, something like that, and skirmish conscripts, and then conscript the rest of shrapnel artillery. Shrapnel is pretty expensive, so we don't want to conscript that much, really. We'll put some guys on the Alaska front just to make sure we don't get our capital occupied. I guess we can conquer Newfoundland as well, maybe? Yeah, it seems kind of good idea to conquer that. I assume it's not incorporated. Yeah, so don't take war ups. We can also check this to see if it's incorporated, I guess. Yes, it is, actually. So we could take war ups, I guess. Oh, I forgot that declaring for transfer means that none of the subjects get called in. Um, yeah, we could take war ups if we want. I guess we'll take it then. And I guess this will be our war goals against in our first war against Britain. We could add liberates in the Pacific or in the Caribbean, but that would be a little bit risky because Britain might defend those islands. I guess we'll also add in some Canadian war reps. We could add revoke claims. Let's not do that. Well, Britain, you're confident, but you haven't like sent over anything to be able to win with. I think that might be because you're at war with Orissa. I don't know why you're at war with Orissa, really. You don't really. I guess you care about Burma. I don't know. Well, you're gonna lose to Orissa somehow, which doesn't really make sense. Orissa's not that strong. Actually, they are pretty strong. But yeah, we're gonna destroy the British here. We've got 13,000 power projection. The British have got 8,000, and the Canadians have got 2,000. What do our Americans have? They got 100. Yeah, battles begin. Somehow we're losing this battle with 6 times the number of troops. What is this scam? The offense isn't that much lower. How are we losing this battle? This is actually the greatest scam in Victoria 3 history. Um, why are we losing that battle? I don't know. All I know is that we're winning most of the other battles, so it's fine. So they're about to try to naval invade our capital, or not our capital, but a place in the world. So let's try to defend that, except we can't actually move these troops yet because they're engaged in a battle. But once they stop being engaged in battle, or once they land, we'll try to defend against their landing here as soon as it appears. Oh, actually, the Confederates or the Americans have troops guarding themselves, so it's gonna be a little bit till that front appears. I'm really not sure how we're losing these battles. It doesn't really make sense. You don't usually win. You don't usually lose battles with this much of an advantage, I feel like. We just kind of are somehow. Oh, well, you don't have extra supplies on. That would be a bit of a problem, but it shouldn't be causing this much problems, really. We'll go for researching military statistics, I guess. I think we're gonna have to go down a tax level to try to stop this reaction movement from just being here forever, maybe. I mean, the terminal number is sort of going down, but if we look at the radicalism map mode, we're getting a lot of radicalism in the New England region. Isn't great. We can maybe just hold out on high taxes. I don't know. Oh, the front has spaghettied. Okay, well, this is going to be the important front, so let's set most of them on this, and then you guys can go over there to guard. Um, oh, we passed migration controls. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Migration controls is really the same as no migration controls since we have multiculturalism and total separation, but yeah, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, I've cut or I've gotten Ontario here, so now we're gonna send over this little guy over to kill Newfoundland real quick, and then deal with New Brunswick, and also we need to have an army land into. Okay, yeah, they're not naval invading our capital, just making sure because I saw fleets around it. Yeah, we need to land in South Atlantic Islands real quick to get an admiral for that real quick as well. And that'll let us enforce war reps along with taking over Newfoundland. Should give us all we need to enforce on Britain. We've occupied Newfoundland now, so the British are ticking down slowly. We're about to occupy this as well. And that'll be all war goals enforced now. Just a matter of ticking them down for a little bit longer, which is where the New Brunswick thing goes in, because we need to make sure they don't get back into Ontario from here. The economy is slightly collapsing, but it's all fine. Don't worry. We're about to peace out with Britain, and then the economy will be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Except for everything that has gone wrong, our economy's collapsed by like 50% because we have no convoy access. We're about to get convoy access since we transfer Canada. So yeah, we're gonna have to accept no British war reps because we need peace now. Anyways, get Canada as a colony, which is pretty nice. We'll start improving relations with our colony. Now, nice and white North America here. Now let's demobilize the army, and hopefully our budget will go back to normal now as our economy comes back into existence because we have market access again in theory. Yeah, we have market access again now because Canada gives us a land connection. Some would say, who in this world would use the land connection from Alaska? And the answer is nobody, but it still does technically exist. Yeah, minus 600k balance is not okay. Uh-oh. We need our economy to please recover quicker. It's not recovering fast enough. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we're gonna need to pause construction and hope that our economy recovers. I don't know why it's doing so bad. I don't feel like this much of my economy is overseas. Okay, I think we got like too many construction sectors at least for now, so we're gonna just downsize a little bit while our economy gets back into normality. Because it's not normal right now. I don't know what's wrong with it, but something's clearly wrong. Just give it a little bit of time to recover. Slowly getting our GDP back. There's a civil war in New Africa. This is unacceptable nonsense. We shall take an obligation from the New Africans and then absolve the obligation and then rival someone. Yeah, that's going to be pretty essential to this because we need enough influence to actually send them the offer. We'll rival Brazil and Great Britain. Sure, that's some influence. Now I'll take a defensive pact with the New Africans, and they're going to accept that probably. Yep, there they go. Now we're going to abandon the New Africans, and now we're going to request them to become our protectorate. And now, just like that, New Africa is our newest protectorate. Our best one, even, some could say. We got a communist movement who we want to try to get the leader of into the government, so we're going to quickly jail this guy, and then we want to get a cautious guy to lead our country. So we'll just quickly grant leadership to this guy. And then we want to try to get this guy to abdicate somehow. We could try something these guys really hate, like -20 maybe? I don't even know if that's going to be enough though. What does this add up to? It adds up to exactly +10. So yeah, -20 will be enough to resign. So I started passing child labor allowed, and now the trade unions are very big mad. So if we wait a tick, we can now resign from office. And that should give us the new trade union guy who's cautious as our new ruler. Yep, it does. We'd probably stop passing child labor allowed, right? That would make some sense. Trade unions are cooing to establish a council republic. I'm all for it. Well, the coup almost went through, but I guess the trade unions are happy now, so they're no longer cooing the government. They got so close, but nope. Okay, well, we're going to build up our construction again because we're running a big positive balance again for some reason. Also, we've got 1,000,000 convoys, so maybe we should stop having so many convoys. I don't know, maybe we should just downsize a bunch of our ports to anchorages. That probably makes some sense. Only question is, do we have the infrastructure in states like New York for this? And the answer to that is basically yes. Let's just downsize. Yep, even with all anchorages, we have enough ports. You can see that made a solid like 20K gap in our government wages. Pretty nice. We gotta lower taxes. The reactionary movement, it's too evil. We got too many radicals. How dare they? The trade unions abandon government. Why? What? I don't get why they would do that. That's not very nice. Oh, the Free Trade Party has the election winner now, so now we don't have our cautious guy? No, big sad. We want to abdicate to this anarchist movement? I don't know what we want to do now. Anarchist movement is getting a lot of radicalism now. Foolish Connor thought he should research production tax? Who does he think he is? This is a military run. It's time to research landing craft, defense in depth. Radios actually would be pretty important. Yeah, actually we could go radios after that. I think that's gonna be decent. We actually need some more unis. I guess we'll build like 20 unis in Pennsylvania. I just realized this guy's a market liberal. Let's start trying to pass laissez-faire while we can. Darn Belgian flu. Does that mean Belgium's a great power? I thought that could only spawn in great powers. I guess they were a great power or something, maybe? Figuring out the ERISA shenanigans here is actually a little bit interesting because I realized they've got multiculturalism and a bunch of the laws that you associate with the Indian national movement. So I wonder if this has something to do with that. Like, protected speech, no AI normally passes this along with multiculturalism, realistically. So this has to have been from the Indian national movement. I'm so confused how this happens, but there has to be some normalness to this madness. How does it happen? In case you're thinking it's just a reformed version of the East India Company, as you can see, it started in 1902, so at best it's a revolution from India. I was going to protectorate Mexico, but they've gotten up to major power status. The Cherokee shall be ended. Oh, we have a return CB on the other state from the USA? Alright, well, the return CB shall be used. I wonder what happens if Athabasca gets our territory while we have subjects. I assume the subjects will be theirs for a tick, and then because they are the wrong type of country to have an overlord or to be an overlord, they'll just instantly go independent. Mexico joins against us. Interesting. Try to take over some states here to lower their prestige. What states of theirs have the most GDP? It looks like it's pretty spread out, but Mexico City is going to be the biggest, with Veracruz in second. Maybe let's go for Veracruz and Mexico, and then some war reparations. Yeah, that'll be fine, I guess. Mobilize a bit more battalions to the front. I think we'll start trying to build a lot more army, because I think eventually we're just going to stop constructing and accept that this is our army size forever, and then go high infamy with that, because I want to try to see how much of the world we can conquer, and going high infamy is definitely going to be useful for that. We just got our first mandate, so we're going to put in militarized industry 1. Oh, they're nailing my capital. Oh, we have guys defending here. I forgot this is the same strategic region. What a fool. Okay, we got laissez-faire through. Very nice. We could go free trade, I guess. Yeah, let's go free trade. Oh, wait, that's a very high stall chance. No, it's not actually that bad. Kind of bad, but it'll be fine. Actually, are these guys powerful? Oh, we really don't want minus 20% state construction efficiency, actually. Is there anything we can pass these guys want? Um, Guaranteed liberties? Sure. We'll pass it to make. No, did I actually? No, I didn't cancel. What did I do? I don't know what I did. I just saw it pop up and it went away. Mexico's about to capitulate because they signed a peace deal, so we can't actually send them a peace deal. Anyway, get Mexico City and Veracruz. That'll hurt the Mexican economy a lot. Wow, that's a lot more than I expected to get hurt. Currently building up a little bit of a navy, which is going to be very essential because we need to take over Cuba from Spain. Reaction movement only has 92 troops. I think we want to fight it intentionally. So this one's more likely to give us a civil war. Okay, it doesn't give us a civil war, but we're gonna try to trigger the civil war, I think. Okay, we hit 100 revolution activism, so there we go. The Alaska Revolution, or the Alaska Reactionary Revolt. It's time to deal with this evil revolt. It shall be crushed and integrated into Great Alaska, so we can have no more radicals in our country, because radicals are bad. The evil Russians have joined the other side, but we're still good. We'll win the war. Don't worry about the evil Russians. They're weak. They can't do anything except for everything they can do, which is some things, but don't worry, we'll be fine. Okay, we got guaranteed liberties. I guess we'll level it up a little bit. I don't think we want to level it up too much though. Just keep some spare bureaucracy around because it's not really that useful as an institution. This reactionary movement should be dealt with pretty soon. Looks like it's almost 100% occupied. Okay, and now the revolution will be over. Yep, now we're down to only 3,000 radicals, which is going to be great for our country. And GDP back to normal. I think in the Mexican Civil War, Spain swayed for a protectorate, because Mexico is now Spain's protectorate. We're trying to invade Nicaragua right now, and generally just conquer a little bit of Central America while we get ready to go high infamy soon. Yeah, start a naval invasion here. The evil Spanish have decided to try to stop our rightful colonization of Guatemala, so we shall steal Cuba from them and Mexico. Some would say this is going to put us over 100 infamy, and they'd be right, but who cares about infamy? Infamy is just a number, as they say, so it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll just liberate Cuba in this war, I guess, because I don't think we want to have them as a subject, really. Costa Rica. We'll transfer Costa Rica. No, we'll just liberate it, actually. It'll be fine. Alright. Seem like some pretty fine war goals to have. So yeah, any second now we're probably gonna get cut down to size. Pretty soon we're gonna have radios, I think. Yeah, we're very close to radios. So we'll better go siege artillery and stuff, and hopefully we can defeat the coalitions that try to form against us. For now, only France has a higher GDP than us. France actually having higher than us is kind of crazy, but we've got way more power projection than like everyone else, so we should be fine. Once we get radios, we'll upgrade to siege artillery, which will make our power projection difference even larger, especially in terms of like real power projection. Having siege artillery is like huge. You like don't lose ever. You just can't lose offensive battles with that. Especially after we get chem warfare. Chem warfare equals you just can't lose ever. I'm gonna start the naval invasion on Spain. We've got landing craft, so it shouldn't be too big of a penalty to land them. Okay, we are landing in Galicia because they don't have anything guarding this for some reason. We just push to the capital and then enforce on Spain, I guess. I don't know why they aren't guarding this. Canada lands in Barcelona as well. They've occupied the Spanish capital. Unfortunately, Cuba has become the war leader, so they're gonna have to accept our peace deal, which is how much do they want to be liberated? They negative want to be liberated. How dare they? They're traitors. Also, my troops just got teleported away, which is almost as much of a traitors. How dare they teleport my troops away? That's literally scamming me. We'll just have to reland Galicia, I guess. Unfortunate. Anyway, France is cutting us down to size. How dare they? We will have to conquer French Guiana from them. What do we have return CB against? Fabio. No, let's not take that. Let's just take French Guiana. Okay, we'll send this peace deal to Spain because I don't want to reland them. Okay, nice. Okay, Brazil joins France. Who else is going to join the French here? Russia, they have a truce. Great Britain doesn't have a truce but doesn't want to join. Is it actually just going to be France alone in this cut down to size play? That's crazy. There's just France and Brazil. I guess Bavaria is in it as well. very small cut down to size play. Oh, we have too good of relations with the Confederate sovereigns of America to invade them. Dang. Unfortunate. Um, what should we invade here? Like Venezuela, maybe? Yeah, sure. Let's go for Venezuela. Just want to get as much of the New World as possible now. How dare the French try to naval invade New York? Unacceptable. We must deal with this naval invasion at once, or else our country will be doomed to defeat. So we should, yeah, we need to look at that a little bit. We probably have a lot of guys guarding that. I don't know. I mean, what's the infra on Alaska? Like, it's 10, so they probably can't land if we just upgrade a trench. Which we should probably start doing to everyone now that we've unlocked radios, actually. Let's turn on radio production. Oh yeah, we need electricity. Okay, well, we'll build these all in Pennsylvania, and we'll also build some power plants in Pennsylvania, so we can then have radios come into production. Uh-oh, the French have enough stuff that, oh, 232 stack is not enough to defeat them. That's not a good sign. The French are too strong for our military. No! How good they? They're too good. Let's turn on better training PMs, though. Training method streamlining will help out a lot. Also, if we can get the trade unions as our rulers, we want to try to go for mass conscription. This law will be huge. The French are kind of wrecking us. How are they wrecking us this badly, actually? What? We have 17,000 power protection? What do the French have? The French have 37,000? What? That's not good. Okay, we're so doomed. The French have got way too much army. Uh, we're so dead. Uh-oh. On the bright side, they have to make it all the way to Alaska in order to enforce on us, except that they're gonna land in Alaska in like 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. So they're in our capital. We need to land that back, or else we're just dead. We'll try to defend this front, I guess. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough war, really. Very tough. Pretty soon they're just gonna start steamrolling through our country until we get mass conscription. Once we get mass conscription, we're gonna be able to hold up a way better fight because we're gonna have 800 potential conscripts compared to 300, and we're gonna have plus 100% training rate is the big thing. Also, I'm gonna start upgrading everyone to trench infantry. That's gonna be pretty useful. We're about to have, yeah, we can turn on radio production now. It's gonna be good. Remove the shortages from our troops in terms of morale recovery. Oh, they're not on the front. We can just push. What am I doing? We need to push into Alaska, please. Please push into Alaska now. We need to get it out so that we can stop ticking. Filling the ranks? Yes, please pass the law faster. At all costs. Okay, I'm gonna try to land French Guiana so that France will tick out faster, because we need them to tick out faster, please. It looks like we're gonna end up having to pay war ups to Venezuela, which is unfortunate, but I don't think there's anything we can really do about that. Okay, we landed in French Guiana. We're gonna push out from there, I guess. It's like Brazil is mostly unoffended. We're gonna get quite a bit of Brazil occupied. Having to pay out war ups to Venezuela is kind of crazy. I think we're gonna just try to go for a white peace with France here. If we can white peace France quick enough, then we can maybe avoid having to pay war ups to these guys. Looks like the front over here is sort of stabilized. It's only minus 19 now. I'm just gonna keep on building more trench infantry though. More trench infantry must get built so that we can actually have troops. Mass conscription unlocked, plus 100% training rate. Now we shall finally start recovering from defeat. Our manpower should go up way faster now that we've got plus 100% training rate, hopefully. Oh, France offers us a white peace. Yeah, I think we're gonna take that, because being at war with France is pain. Wait, what? We're still getting ticked in this war? Oh, Brazil occupies part of this. Okay. This 171 stack will use you to try to land into Venezuela. I'm gonna quickly declare a war on Britain before they can declare on us, I think. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the play here. Declare on Britain. Conquer all their colonies over here, including Honduras and Mosquito Kingdom. Okay, I think this is everything Britain owns over here. In war goals, they want to wait. Oh, this is the United Sovereign Archduchy now because of the regime change. Okay, we're running a huge minus balance due to military building. So let's not expand the military some more. That would make our balance so much worse, which I don't think we can handle. Instead, let's try to keep the military happy so that they don't give us plus 15% military goods cost. Let's pass Let's fake pass pro army, I guess. No, that's only +5 happiness, actually. Um, that's +10. Okay. It's something. Getting rid of that +15% mill goods cost is going to be nice. Oh yeah, we can get militarized industry 2. Gives us a solid 200k savings. Nice. Okay, we can now peace out with Venezuela for full annexation. Now it's time to go to war with the evil Brits. Looks like they're trying to naval invade in New England. We'll try to stop that, and then this army, once it occupies Guyana, it's going to start going for a landing of the home counties, because that's always #1 way to defeat the Brits. So yeah, you done with that? So land, that's not the home counties. Land the home counties, bro. You got this. Okay, we're getting pretty good landing battles here, seemingly. We haven't even unlocked chem warfare yet. Once we get that, we'll have 109 offense. Oh, they're gonna land into this because we have no good defenders there. Let's send over some decent troops to defend the Pacific Coast HQ. Dang, the British have got too many guys defending their homeland. We can't land yet. We gotta wait or something. We got way too many guys here. It's actually insane how many people are there. Spamming a couple more boats so that we can hopefully land more successfully with a bigger army or something. Because if we can not land through that many troops, I mean, we can try to land North Sea HQ, which they'll probably defend less, but it's gonna be tricky. Actually, we can just enforce our war goals, I guess, if they're gonna defend their main thing so much. Yeah, let's just go for Bermuda and all the other stuff one by one by one. That'll be easy. Reduce autonomy. No, you don't accept? How dare you? You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Okay, we can't conquer your last state, can we? Oh, you have 2 more states. Okay, well now we can't conquer your last state, I believe. You can liberate South Carolina. What? That shouldn't be legal. Okay, New Africa just backs down. As expected, kind of. I assume... Oh, truce isn't up, or truce is up alright? Well, let's invade Mexico for reduced autonomy now. It looks like Russia might join, so we'll just wait to see if Russia joins, and if they do, we'll conquer Siberia from them. Okay, we got elected bureaucrats. That's kind of fine. We don't really care about it, but it makes the armed forces happy, so I'm all for it. Looks like Russia isn't joining this play. Alright, maybe we had some conquer war goals against Mexico then. Just make them forced to back down a little bit more by adding so many war goals that if they do not back down, they will be doomed. Okay, Mexico backs down as well. Next target, Confederate States of America. You shall be annexed as well. More territory for the Empire. Okay, this negative balance is a little bit too big, so we're gonna raise taxes up a little bit. Still a little bit big, but not much we can do about that. Okay, Britain's now ticking. We've gotten all of our war goals finally. Took a while, but okay, they don't want to cap out, unfortunately. Oh, the British have landed us in DC. How dare they? Or not in DC, Maryland. We will now push them out with the power of our 484 stack. Put them all on advanced front, and yeah, we should win this. I've got the minus mill goods company. What else do we want? I guess +5 army offense. Sure. What do you mean 103 productivity? There's no way. What? POV arms industries when you're at war be like 80 average annual wage is actually crazy. The services consumption tax is not that efficient. We're replacing it with tobacco and coffee, I guess. Russia's trying to cut us down to size now. Looks like Spain wants to join, but they've got a truce. France wants to join, but they've got a truce. Britain now has a truce because we just made them hit -100. Okay, well, we're gonna add a bunch of war goals against Russia now. Conquer. Conquer. I assume nationalized buildings. I don't think they have that many of our buildings. That the war goal went away? I don't know. We're trying to conquer all the states we can in the Far East, I guess. See how much of the Far East we can get from Russia. Like everything in East Siberia HQ. Okay, well I guess we'll put an interest in Manchuria, and maybe Arctic Russia, and we'll see what we can get here. Okay, proposed peace deal, and the Confederates are now dealt with. Okay, we're gonna start a naval invasion on Russia's capital, because, yeah, there's no way we can enforce all these war goals without taking the capital, pretty much, I think. I forgot to add the war goals with the other strategic regions, well, whatever. I forgot to take Mosquito? I guess I forgot to take this. Oh, it was exempt from service, so it wasn't in the war, maybe? I don't know. Oh, we got chemical warfare, nice. We'll go NCO training next into flamethrowers. Something like that should be decent. Actually, maybe flamethrowers is more important. Well, let's turn on chemical weapons now. And I guess we'll turn on field hospitals because it might counterbalance the minus recovery rate. Yeah. Oh, we don't actually have enough opium. That's a bit of a problem. Um Can we turn on automatic irrigation in our Sinaloa opium plantations? Rail transportation? No, not rail transportation, but let's build some more in the state to try to make our things not have shortages. Okay, we've occupied St. Petersburg. Now we need to hold it somehow. Which, I mean, troops aren't going to arrive all the way from here, so we need to split formation at least a little bit temporarily. Let's just split one off for now while we wait for our big army to arrive, I guess. Okay, Russia is now willing to accept peace. Very nice. Siberia, Alaska. Now we get an interest in West Siberia. So the government balance is not good. We need to delete some guys. Oh, the anarchist movement is here now. Yeah, we need to not have a civil war going, please. Please don't have a civil war going after this Monday tick. Okay. Maybe racial segregation can be the balance between the two. We just need to delete some military here, or else our budget is just too bad right now. Yeah, like a ton of trench needs to get deleted here. We can save some money. A lot. Something like this, basically. Yeah, now we're only losing 200k. I think this is kind of fine. We can roll this. In order to make the budget a little bit better, we're going to build some munition plants. Also, the reason the budget is bad is because we're having the, what's it called? The guys are very mad at us, the armed forces, and they're powerful as well. And we can't make them happy because we're busy passing racial segregation to dodge a civil war. So yeah, we're in a little bit of a tricky situation right now. How is this building unable to employ up? There's 500,000 peasants. What? Okay, well, I guess this is going to be a waste because the peasants just can't employ for some reason. I'm so confused. Why are they just not willing to employ up? I don't know. We'll look for a state where they are, I guess. Okay, we actually just can't build this. We need money. We'll just delete this from the queue, actually, so that the private queue can know that to build this stuff. Hopefully. Minus 300k is not good with this little credit limit left. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so what we're gonna do, stop passing this. Passing to make the armed forces a little bit happy. Go up on mill wages slightly. Then stop passing the thing that makes the armed forces happy. Now they're only minus 2 approval, which isn't too bad, because now that we're not getting stupid plus 30% military goods cost, which is just gonna destroy our economy forever. And now we gotta go back to passing like cultural exclusion or something to keep the reactionary movement down. Okay, time to conquer Haiti, which is apparently a French protectorate. And then we'll also take French Guyana in this war. And if Brazil joins, we'll probably conquer a huge fraction of Brazil. Just gotta keep chipping away at the North American continent and then the South American continent. Japan and Brazil have joined France. Alright, well, we'll just conquer a million states from Brazil. Ideally coastal states, I guess. Add a bunch of war goals against Brazil here. I'm gonna make sure that all of our armies have chemical warfare. It's very essential to fighting wars. Yeah, you just can't win without chem warfare. So we gotta have it. It's so weird to have a war where you just win by attacking instead of winning by defending because the power of chem warfare is just way too strong to ever win a defensive battle. You just always win offensive battles though. It's very strange. Occupied the war goals, so France is now taken out eventually, but now we gotta go occupy the Brazilian war goals, so let's just land Rio de Janeiro for that, I guess. France has just gotten negative in war support, and Brazil's about to do the same. Kind of destroying Brazil and stuff here. So we don't want to pass culture exclusion, so let's go ethno state next, I guess. Just go in between them, try to placate the reactionary movement and stuff. Spain demands to cut us down to size. Okay. Who's gonna join you realistically here? UK, we have a truce with. France, we're about to have a truce with. Austria's gonna join you. Russia's gonna join you. Orissa's gonna join you. Okay, I guess you have a couple people, but I don't think any of them really have navies, so we'll see how this goes. This is how Brazil looks like after the first war. Oh, oops, we attacked Costa Rica and then a civil war happening or something? Because now there's another smaller Costa Rica. Like France wants to join a bunch of our wars. Well, if they want to keep getting destroyed, I guess they have the right to be destroyed over and over and over again. I guess we can declare a rivalry with them and try to humiliate them in this war, like land Navarre or something, and then push into state, because humiliating France would be nice so that they can stop joining against us in our plays. Yeah, a lot of humiliate France war goal, and I guess French war ups so that we can make them accept the peace deal faster. What is going on with the Bolivian economy? It's like 90% of their economy is in La Paz. New Granada's ended up becoming a subject of France in their sway, so we actually got to land We're landing Brittany so that we can enforce on France now. And we're just slowly gonna start pushing through the South American countries now. Seems like a reaction movement might be inevitable. We might just intentionally fire it here because it's gonna be tough to avoid forever. It looks like it's not really getting any important states in this case, so we can kind of just fight it. We've got a little bit of credit limit to go right now, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. Like it's only getting 60 military, so we should be able to defeat it. None of these states are that valuable. Militarized Industry 3 will unlock balloon reconnaissance. I guess we could turn that on. Um, yeah, we could turn that on, right? It's not that bad. Balloons. Let's just go to this army, I guess. Example. Yeah, flamethrowers for sure. Gonna be pretty good. And then machine gunners as well. And now balloon reconnaissance as well. Let's turn that on all of our guys. Remember to turn on machine gunners and flamethrowers as well. That should help us out a lot with our good old landings and stuff. Wow, Peru-Bolivia has exactly enough maneuvers to annex in one war. Nice. Alright, well, 178 stack, go kill it. Okay, yeah, we get the Alaskan reactionary revolt going, which is a little bit bad, but also it's fine. You know, now we should have been focusing on this a little bit ago, but yeah, now we can just try to make the armed forces happy, and that should fix our budget, hopefully. Hopefully the budget should get fixed now. The armed forces are happy. Yes, it's less bad now. So let's just deal with the reactionaries, and then we'll be fine. All is good. Okay, the French have been defeated. Nice. Now, what? We're still at war with the French? Oh, they're in this war as well? Okay. It's time for the war to finally kick the British Empire out of North America. Conquer Mosquito, except that's not actually all we need. Liberate Denmark. We can't liberate Denmark because we don't have an interest in Denmark, which I think is Madras, or where? It's gonna be in one of these areas we put an interest in. Don't worry. We'll have an interest in Denmark somehow. Okay, liberate Denmark. Now we're gonna conquer Denmark's two states over here. You didn't know Danish West Indies is actually a state at the start of the game. This is what becomes the US Virgin Islands eventually in history. And then we also want to take Greenland. We'll just primary these war goals, I guess. Oh, and I guess the South Atlantic Islands would also be good. 131 average offense and yeah, 152 on the siege artillery. Surely we can land England this time. The power of flamethrowers will be too strong for the English to stop. Danish capital's right here, so let's go for naval invasion on that real quick so we can force our war goals against Britain. You know, that is going to be a kind of a essential part of it. I'm trying to land the Danish capital right now because we lost it, but it's a little bit tricky. Okay, our big army's here. Let's just try to land with that and our big navy, and that should make things a lot easier. Should be able to land very quickly with that, hopefully. Still gonna be a little bit of time to get down there, though. But I naval invaded with the wrong navy. What a foolish mistake that I've made. I thought this was a 210 navy, not a 21 navy. Okay, now we're in Denmark. So we should be able to enforce on Great Britain now, finally. Please. Okay, yep, the British are finally willing to accept peace. Okay, nice. Alaska grows larger. Now here, we're going to disband the power block in exchange for a military treaty, because otherwise there's no way we can annex Brazil in one war, which we do need to do in order to finish off the run. Or if we want to finish off the run with a full North and South America at least. I don't even know if we're going to have enough to conquer all of Brazil here, but at least this will make us much closer. We might not. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough. Dang. Brazil is too big. Portugal and Kutai are also in the war. Yeah, Brazil is so big, we can't take all their states. Well, unfortunate that we don't get all of Brazil's states. They're only left with a couple of states. Oh, two states only left. Dang. Unfortunate. Well, it took quite a few states. Sending troops to all the fronts so that we can defend. Russia's going to join the play. Yep. Okay, it's unfortunate that we're not going to get all of South America, but it is what it is. It comes down to like 3 years missing on the truce. Unfortunate. If we stacked up max maneuvers with a reckless ruler and and behaviorism, we'd have 30 more maneuvers, but that still would only leave us with 33, and we need 36 for the two additional states that are missing, or 35. Brazil's slowly ticking down to minus 100, you know, pretty. There's so many war goals that there's no way they're going to be willing to accept peace. Austria's got this weird flag. Are they a republic? That's kind of interesting. Austria got parliamentary republic. Austria's grown in GDP recently. Britain is not growing in GDP recently. Wow. Texas is a Comanche uprising. Let's go deal with that, I guess. Um, yeah, Brazil's done. Okay, let's go for Argentina next, I guess. Not a treaty port. Conquest. If Brazil joins, that could be a way to finish them off, maybe, I guess. Go for all of Argentina's states here real quick. All of them. Hopefully they're not bankrupt. If they are, they're ruining the primary of these. They're not bankrupt. Okay. Well, apparently Uruguay is now a British protectorate, so that's another reason why we can't get the whole world, or get the whole of North and South America. We got vigor and greatness. We're gonna become fascist. The petite bourgeoisie are gonna become fascist. Evil Connor's audio cut out here. How dare he? But he's talking about piecing out of these wars now, because we gotta get out of them now. Because we're gonna try to trigger the Alone in the Cold event now, I think. Or we're gonna grant some states to Mexico in order to try to annex them. Yeah, we're looking at their support independences and being like, we can't annex in time if we don't just cheese by reloading until we get them to be accepting our annexations, and that's what we're gonna have to do. Don't worry, audio will come back soon. I realized pretty quickly this time. And yeah, we're granting states to the US from Mexico in order to be able to annex them. And yep, they're now they're annexed. Get populating the Americas from that for some reason. Now we go for an annexation of Mexico. We have to conscript a bunch of heavy tanks because we didn't have enough in our army to Mexico. Please accept annexation. Also, we're back to real commentary Connor instead of post commentary Connor because, you know, I forgot to have my NVIDIA broadcast open like a noob. Okay, New Africa, you've got a 75% success chance because they happen to roll loyal. And they accept annexation on first try. Nice. So far, Mexico's the only one who did. Third try is the charm for Canada. Surely. Yep, okay. Now we got the March on Anchorage, which wants to make us fascist. Let's not do that. Anyway, now we should get the Alaska breakup event called Alone in the Cold any second now, I think. Just give it a little bit of time. Trigger. Sure, we'll get the event soon. Yep, there we go. Alone in the Cold. And we get the turn the land over to its native peoples because we've got all the texts required for this and the laws and stuff. It's interesting that it requires nationalism because I'm pretty sure you need nationalism to research human rights. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, you need nationalism for human rights, which you need for multiculturalism. So that's a little bit strange. But anyway, we're going to click this option. And the game's going to lag a little bit. Wow, it's lagging a lot. But yeah, we're now at the Basca with all the territory. Very cool, very cool. And we can look at what would have happened to our subjects by looking at Liberia. Okay, they don't even become our protectorate for a tick. They just are independent. Interesting. Now you can see all the land is decentralized. Now, if we just like wait a little bit, I assume what's going to happen is we're actually going to get colonized. Let's see if that happens. Just wait a little bit and see if the British or whatever are going to start colonizing us. I think that's going to happen. Also, you can see our GDP dropped off a cliff because all of our PMs got reset back down to the lowest level. Because Athabasca starts the game, or has only 3 techs. Yeah, and then we can never research more techs. You just can't click them at all. Also, interesting feature about being a decentralized nation, which this is the only way to play as one. You can try to pass a law, but it will never tick. You can see it'll just constantly say in 150 days one of the following things will happen, and the date which it will happen on just keeps going up. After a little bit of playing through the time, you get Britain colonizing Veracruz, and it would take them like forever to colonize this whole thing, but in theory, if you played till like 2000, that's what would happen. Britain and France and stuff would just eventually recolonize Athabasca. Guess we can look at a couple more things. We're not allowed to declare wars. Interesting. I assume we can't even declare wars on, yeah, we can't even declare war on Britain even though they're colonizing us. And what's the, can we actually build stuff with construction? We've got 200 of it. Does the game actually let us construct? Actually, it looks like it is. Interesting. Very interesting that we can actually just construct. And does it like cost us money and stuff? Wait, is construction just free? Wait, no, are none of the buildings getting constructed? Oh, none of them are. That's so interesting. Okay, well, anyways, with Athabasca owning almost all the New World plus Siberia, I think this is where I'm gonna end off the video, so goodbye.